Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We're coming to you live here from our studio back in sunny South Florida, bringing you our KDM wrap-up from Gen Con. But first up, who are we? As usual, we're Twist Gaming, and I'm Matt.
And I'm Super Josh.
And yeah, I don't. And thank you, Marental. So, this show, we're going to be talking about some of the...
Todd DG15.
Todd G15. So this show, we're going to be talking about some of the awesome stuff that we saw at the KDM booth at Gen Con. And this is going to be some demos that were on there, some interview time that Josh had to have with Adam, some behind-the-scenes information that we got, and we'll show off some of the giveaways that we're going to be providing you guys throughout this upcoming season of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death. So, very excited about that. Let's jump right into the meat and potatoes of things here, Josh, right?
Where's the meat and potatoes? I'm hungry.
It's under the salt.
Okay.
So, Josh, talk a little bit about the KDM booth this year at Gen Con.
It was bigger than last year.
Bigger?
It actually didn't look too much bigger because they expanded another 10 by 20.
Yeah.
But that became their storage space for all their product.
And boy, did they have product.
They opened up the shop a little bit because the storage space used to be behind the counter.
Yeah.
So that was just a wall now. But they had their giant 8-foot Kingsman.
Dude, that Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like an 8-foot Kingsman that was absolutely gorgeous looking. The funny thing is that the first day when they were actually setting up before the convention hall opened, Josh got texted by...
both Clark and Barish.
And...
trying to see who can text me first, apparently.
the squee that I got out of you. You're just like, ah! It was pretty hilarious.
So the best was, did you hear the conversation with Adam? I think it was Sunday when they were trying to get that in.
No.
Apparently, they were supposed to ship it in like smaller pieces, and they were supposed to put it together like a miniature.
Okay.
And it came, and it was only in 3 pieces.
Oh.
And it was supposed to be a lot more manageable, and they couldn't get it on the truck because it was like they had to pay for a company to come out, get it on a truck to bring it over to the con because it was a lot bigger than they were expecting.
That's good.
Yeah. So
what was it anyways? Was it sculpted?
It's a foam.
Okay.
It was made by some company in Canada that does that kind of thing.
A Canadian Kingsman.
Though the pole arm.
Yeah.
That was actually a metal pipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you knock on that, it was like really hard. The Poots resin the same color as Till Death. No, that was it was like foam, fiberglass or something over it.
Yeah.
So I think it weighs like 600 or 700 pounds.
That's hefty.
It's a big boy.
It's a hefty boy.
But it came in 3 pieces. So the head came off, and the
head barely qualifies as like a third piece because it's so small.
And the top of the pole arm came off.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So like the whole body was one giant piece.
Whole body
Jesus
was one giant
H.
Piece. But he was thinking, oh, I could have the sculptors, put this together and stuff because it was going to be pieces, but no.
Did you steal the head for a giveaway?
No.
I wish. Actually, that would have been really cool. I think Poots would have flown down here and killed us if we tried to take the head. Their booth was really stellar. They had a really awesome setup. They had a nice demo area as well. So we had the pleasure of doing 2 of the 3 demos. The third demo was the White Lion for people that weren't familiar with Kingdom Death, so we didn't have a chance to do that.
Sculptors equal line management. Yeah, there's a little bit of that talk in our interview where Adam got yelled at by Gen Con police for his line, and he had to send more staff to go manage the line, so he sent the sculptors.
Yeah.
Yes, this will be updated to YouTube, the gameplay. Yeah, so...
Yep. But we're going to show it off live here.
This whole video is going to be uploaded to YouTube, so if someone wants to watch the whole experience, they can.
The experience.
The demos and the interview will also be their own individual videos as well.
Yep.
And so the interview is going to go up at 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be up really soon right after this. And then the demos are 7 and 9. And then if you watch after we go off, starting at 11, we're going to premiere, though we're premiering them now, videos, so you'll kind of get to see them again.
So one thing I do want to point out as well before we get into things here is that we still have our giveaways for our subscribers that are triggering some KDM giveaways. So when we hit key subscriber milestones, we're going to trigger more giveaways. And at, what was it, 100 subscribers, we have the...
200.
200 subscribers.
We have the
3D printed
the photo resin
of the
Halloween white speaker.
Thank you. You're good at this. And then eventually we have the 3D printed giant Black Knight bust. It's yay big. It's big. It's not as big as the one at the Kingdom Death booth, but it's little cousin.
Yeah.
Slightly smaller cousin.
Baby brother.
So yeah, the Kingdom Death line on Thursday was ridiculous. I believe they said there was like 3 hours.
The line didn't die. The line started at 8:30 in the morning.
And they had it until
6:30 in the morning.
Not 6:30 in the morning.
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they were
slightly.
Hello, Julie.
Julie.
How's it going? By the way, Julie, just want to take a moment here to talk about how I saw that awesome trophy you had in your display case in your booth.
Yep.
That was awesome. So, any other notable things from the booth, Josh?
They had the Gambler miniature there.
I didn't get it. Oh, shit. I didn't get a chance to see that.
It's really, really cool.
Did you take a picture of it?
There's pictures online of
Okay,
it.
good.
It
was slightly smaller as well. Slightly smaller bear.
They had some other cool new miniatures on display there. And there's some stuff. The interview will reveal more information about a couple of cool things.
Language. I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I said the S word. I said shoot.
Smaller bear?
Slightly smaller bear. Yeah, that's what the S was. Slightly smaller bear. Let's see. Do you want to get into the? So the three demos that they were running. They were running the White Lion demo. We didn't do that. We're familiar with it. We think you guys are too. We didn't need to stream it.
Yeah.
So, sorry if you wanted to see it.
It's nothing new.
Second demo was the Black Knight demo.
The ping pong demo.
Ping pong demo. So that one was really cool. We'll discuss it a little bit more in depth after we show off the video.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in just a second, and that'll also tease us into our first giveaway announcement that we have, the thing that's right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, this thing.
Yeah, that thing. Josh's mic seems a bit low, just because Josh needs to speak up. Put it in front of your face. There you go.
Is that better, Eberron?
I hope so.
We didn't do any sound checks or anything, but...
Ping pong or dungeon better? Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Ping pong. Then there's the Nightmare Ram demo. Not Nightmare Ram. Screaming God. Sorry.
Okay.
I did the same thing you did. The Screaming God demo, which is volleyball.
No, it's not volleyball.
It's like a side-scroller type thing. It's actually really cool the way that it was run. Very interesting.
Perpetual motion.
Perpetual motion. So
that was the
I
word
like the
used.
way like both of the Screaming God and the Black Knight had unique elements that they added into the game.
Yep.
Pretty unique, actually.
I like that the Black Knight had a glowing purple light. Though it was white there, but it's supposed to be purple.
The demoer let out a spoiler for the Screaming God.
That he screams?
Miles did a great job running that demo. And actually did, so that was really funny. And was running up and grabbing people and pulling them off screen to make sure that they didn't run in front of the camera. So as we get more into the coverage here, we're going to be announcing some of the giveaway items that we have. We hope you guys like them. They're going to be really cool. Most of them are going to be unique. Thank you, Limited Lifespan. That's a depressing name.
Do you want to show off one of them first before we start?
Sure.
I think we've shown this before.
So this is a redux of an old one.
We got 2 more of these.
We got 2 more? Just 2?
Yeah, just 2.
Okay.
The printer didn't like me, and...
The printer didn't like you?
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to put that in hand cam, or are you
going to put it on the board cam, because I don't want it to green screen.
Okay.
Green screen. So, we've got the... There we go. The Manhunter art. Everyone knows the Manhunter art. It's signed by Zenith. Zach Parrish. The HBK. The one, the only. So we got a couple of these to give away. So if you haven't won one of those last year, you'll have
redacted?
Why so redacted? If you haven't had a chance to win this last year, you'll definitely have a chance now. Slightly different format. Hope you like it. So this is one of the giveaways. But in order to get these giveaways, what do you have to do, Josh?
Be awesome and always tune into us and watch us and be our fans.
How do you get more entries into the giveaways?
Typically by subscribing and watching us more and hanging out and doing cool stuff.
And participating in more and more of our Twitch Plays Kingdom Death streams. So the more you participate, the more fun you have, the more points you get. Awesomeness. So we have our new season. When is that expected to start, Josh?
I think I'm looking not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after.
So, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, the 21st of August. Now, what kind of season is this going to be? What
People of the Sun.
People of the Sun.
We haven't done that yet.
So, I feel like with the People of the Sun campaign, we should hype people up.
We should. That's what we're doing.
And we should hype them up with a giveaway.
Yeah.
What are we going to give away?
The sun.
The sun?
The sun.
The sun.
We're going to shoot someone off into the sun.
On a Falcon rocket?
I'm still waiting for Elon
Musk. Not Elon Musk.
To respond back to my email, see if we get to borrow one of those.
Okay.
I think it's a good marketing stunt, right?
Sure. In all seriousness, though, pull it on the screen. You too can win your own crushed copy of the Sunstalker. This was actually the last one that they had in the KDM store. Adam was kind enough to give that to us as a giveaway that we're going to be doing on stream for you guys for our premiere of Season 6?
Yeah, Season 6.
Of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death. So if you don't have a Sunstalker or you just want another one, if your Sunstalker's lonely and wants another Sunstalker buddy to hold penis tentacles with, you can win one live on stream.
Not penis tentacles, Matt.
Ovipositors.
Yes.
What?
I can't say it. Which actually really leads well into what the other giveaway here is.
It does. So what's the other giveaway?
You want to show it now?
No.
Okay.
Yes. We'll show it now. Well, maybe. What other details do people want to know about our upcoming season of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death?
You guys get to, do custom thing?
What a great description there, Josh.
So you guys get salt for watching, and then you take that salt, and you also get salt for tipping and giving bits and stuff to the channel.
Absolutely.
You take that salt, and you can go make custom disorders, fighting arts, story events for our campaign. Stuff and things. You can name our survivors. I need to put in the story still our starting survivors and our new settlement name.
Okay.
So it's going to be up probably by next week.
Will you cheat in the next season? We're gonna turn it down a little bit.
We'll see what
We'll try and be nicer.
You guys can custom fighting arts. But yeah, you guys can enter that stuff in, and we can start playing some new cool content. And we're gonna use stuff from previous seasons. So
have you seen the streams before? So yeah, we're gonna use some stuff from previous seasons. So don't be disheartened if some of your creations from last season did not get incorporated into the game. There will still be a chance for them to be seen in this upcoming season. So that's really cool as well. No, this is Sparta. No, this is Patrick. So, which demo of the two is your favorite, Josh?
I'm just hyped about the Black Knight. Overall, that's just going to be an awesome expansion.
So, you know what?
Yeah.
I think we should show it off.
All right, let's show it off.
Let's show it off. So, guys, we're going to show off the Black Knight demo that we did at Gen Con with none other than Zach Barish. Zach was awesome and slotted us some time to show off the Black Knight and showed off some really awesome new mechanisms. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it. I don't know if I'm doing this right here. Play video.
Mute us first.
Mute us first. Oh, no.
Wait for you to get over here. Yeah. All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We're coming to you from Gen Con 2018 at the Kingdom Death booth, bringing you some demos today, and we're joined with the one, the only, Zach Barish. How you doing today, Zach? Redacted. As usual. So, Zach, it's a little different looking than what I'm used to for KDM here. Tell us about what we got on the table.
This is something very special. Normally for a demo, I would be like, welcome, this is Kingdom Death. But everybody here who's playing knows how to play, so we're going to go right into this.
Perfect.
This is something that our 3D printer and sculptors and Adam basically worked overtime just to show off at Gen Con.
Absolutely beautiful.
This is the Black Knight Showdown. We've modified it a little bit. We've made it a little bit easier so you could face it. But the cool thing about the Black Knight Showdown is it is a showdown that doesn't take place on the showdown board.
Okay.
I think normally it takes place on full 4 of these, 4x4. We've made it a little bit smaller for the demo. And here's the story of how the demo starts. You've heard this before because this is their second demo. So hopefully this is fun enough that they're like, yeah, I want to play it again.
So I'm back.
So this is, these survivors have been spent basically the entire time climbing up the side of the inverted mountain. And they reach something they've sort of never seen before, like advanced architecture. They climb into this cathedral, this dilapidated edifice on the edge of the inverted mountain. What you see on the edge, the lack of walls, the lack of an edge of a showdown board, there is no edge. If you are knocked off of this, you might fall to your death instantly.
But that's not going to happen, right?
Not 3 times in a row, right?
I mean, I hope it happens. You probably don't, but I want it to. So the survivors have climbed in, and immediately they were set upon by this, the Black Knight, which hopefully everybody's seen. The Black Knight is a brutally strong monster. It's a Node 3 nemesis for those who it matters to, and every single step it takes, the entire ruins quake. But for some reason, as you fight, and we're starting this fight at the climax, and you've both damaged each other heavily, but as you fight, you realize it's not using the full force of its muscles. It's almost being playful. It's focusing more on smashing you through things rather than just outright squashing you like bugs you are.
Okay.
So, this fight's at the climax. Each of you has 3 bleeding tokens. You should all take a survivor record sheet and name your survivors. You have spent all your survival. You have used your sky harpoon. All of our survivors are in the correct place. This AI deck is getting a good shuffle. This it location deck is in the proper orientation. You're not going to draw the trap in the first attack. You have no survival. Your lights and heavy turn filled. And we're going to start at the beginning. You've all played Kingdom Death, so you know what to do.
Any armor?
You have no armor points whatsoever, but you do have really cool armor because your body's in armor. That's right. You're wearing 4 pieces of regal armor, which we asked for this, and then we accidentally forced our sculptors to make for us.
Accidentally.
In any case, you're all experienced seasoned players. You're going to see how the showdown unfolds as it goes on, but you notice there's a lot of stuff on the showdown board. You can't walk through this. There's a bunch of different kinds of architecture and pots and junk and stuff, which you'll become acquainted with when bodies fly into it. We'll see that happens, though.
Sounds good.
I'm going to let you go in whatever order you like, unless you take too long, and then I'll tell you what to do.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to go and hit it in the butt first, if that's okay.
Do you have a preference on cheek?
Left cheek, best cheek. So I'm gonna go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces.
Perfect.
Left cheek,
Choose
best cheek.
speed. Hits on 4s are better because of the blind spot.
So I'm using the butcher cleaver here.
So
7
that
and 5.
is 2 hits.
No trap
In the
card.
cloaked tailbone and the flared greaves.
Okay.
Monster normally has a toughness of 9, but the cloaked tailbone's the death blow, so it has -2 toughness.
Okay.
So you need 7, 5 strength, so you need a 2 or better.
So I mean, thematically, I think it's good to hit the tailbone first too.
I mean, you are attacking from the butt.
Yeah. How about a 6?
6 plus 5 is an 11. That's a wound. We're going to burn an AI card, put it in the wound stack. Now you're going to go for the flared greaves. This is a failure reaction.
Okay.
So don't failure.
And this is a 4+. To
Yeah,
wound.
4+.
Correct.
Okay.
9 toughness, 5 strength.
7.
7, that is a wound. If you had failed to wound, the monster would perform sort of its signature action, keep away. We'll
Okay.
see that when we get to it. Who would like to go next?
I think I might just poke him because I'm standing right in front of him.
That's an excellent choice. So you have the Finger of God
Yeah.
and a Monster Tooth necklace. So 2 speed, it's on 5s or better, 6 strength.
All right.
And you got reach.
I got
2
a
on
6
that
and a
as well.
5.
So that is 2 hits in the ornate cuirass or cuirass and the pleated mail. Let's go for the pleated mail first. That's a failure reaction.
Okay.
3 or better to wound.
3 or better.
3 or better.
I think I can do that.
How
That's
about
a 4.
a 4?
It's just enough.
4 is 3 or better. So we're going to burn that. We've had 3 hits so far and 3 wounds. Great start.
Good start.
Ornate cuirass, you need a 3 or better. This is a wound reaction.
A 5.
5. That's a wound.
That is a wound. You've wounded the monster 4 times. You have,
Come on.
Bam.
you're halfway there,
Living on a
and
prayer.
half of your
That
survivors
was
haven't
better
gone
than
yet.
our whole last demo.
That was better than, yeah, you got 3 wounds in. It was the worst demo I'd seen at Gen Con. It was also the first, though, so the record wasn't that great. Anyway, remember I said the monster has a signature action?
Yeah.
The monster is going to full move towards you.
Oh boy.
That's that.
That's not you. That's
Yeah,
you.
I'm over there.
I was like, I'm so used to that person getting attacked.
really want to beat me
And
up.
it's going to perform keep away. The monster's going to hit you like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
a stress ball, like something tiny.
Okay.
Lift you onto its shoulder, and then it's going to look around for the closest elastomer statue not on the same tile. See these things? This is an elastomer statue. Monster's going to pick you over and just shot you face first right into this thing.
All right.
Your life flashes before your eyes because you're now hurtling towards solid rock. Carved stone. You're going to die. And then you smash right into the elastomer statue, which crumbles right as your body hits it. And you discover it's not made of stone at all, but highly, highly elastic resin. You make a nice face imprint before the statue snaps back in place, and you're going to bounce off of it. You were going to suffer knockback 4, but every time you hit one of these, it changes the direction of your knockback and increases it by 4.
Oh, wow.
So you're actually suffering knockback 8. So you're going to go 1, 2, you smash right through this, but none of the terrain, nothing in this showdown is sufficient to stop your momentum.
Okay.
Not the monster, not the terrain, not the edge of the board.
Not even the monster.
Correct. The monster will dodge you out of the way. It apparently can spend survival. 1,
I
2,
mean, I thought he was just really good at dodgeball.
3. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge.
Yeah, exactly.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you land in a heap. You've collided with, well, what appear to be 3 bunches of pots and swords and a pillar and a column, which is different.
Yay.
But I won't define the difference for you folks. So each of these is breakable. Breakable is similar to destructible, but
Okay.
instead of stopping your momentum, you keep going.
You just up.
cover them in rubble. So
Okay.
each one you hit is going to make you take 1 damage. So that's 5 hits of 1.
It's a good thing you have so much armor. Wait, you don't. Oh, you dropped it.
So that is arms, legs, head.
And body.
Body.
All right,
good.
a good spread. So that's going to be a heavy on the legs and the head. You're knocked down, but you're okay.
You'll get
and if
back up
anybody
again.
else goes down this way, you've cleared a path, though. Well done.
You survived.
I
We have
survived.
2
You're a
survivors who
very
have
good
not yet
pinball.
gone.
I didn't. I
Want to
didn't
go with
flap
the
that.
harpoon? Awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sky Harpoon has reached 3. 1, 2, 3. You're there. So 2 speed hits on 5s or better.
5s are better. 7 and a 1. 1 hit.
Half unfortunate, half successful. This is the White-Eyed Pauldron. It has +2 toughness to wound it.
Ooh.
So you need to hit an 11. 6 or better with your 5 strength.
Woo!
That is a wound. You guys, you're making mincemeat of my friend here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can reach the butt. The
Oh,
left
yeah.
cheek.
Left cheek, best cheek.
All right, 3 speed hits on 6s or better because of the blind spot. This is
He's using the guitars, right?
Katars with a full White Lion armor set.
So 1
7,
hit.
a 1, and a 2. So
This
1
is
hit.
you've drawn the trap card face.
On the
Sorry,
top.
my friend. Remember I said the monster was kind of playful?
Not anymore.
It drops its shoulders. It whips around to stare at you. Playtime is over. You've drawn Roughhouse. The monster is going to whip around and do a 2-speed attack. Hits on 3s or better. 2 hits. It's going to be 2 damage to your. I'll have you roll. Legs and body. So that's a heavy on the legs and heavy on the body. But wait,
There's
more. If you call within the next 5 minutes, you will also suffer knockback 8 away from the monster.
Oh.
I'm going to have you cut this deck, so the trap is your fault, not mine. The viewers at
At least
home
it's
can
not at
blame
me.
you. I'm sorry?
At least it's not me.
Yeah, we can't always have it Josh's fault as the
The
traps.
rule for here.
I mean, you could cut it again, can blame you, but I
Could.
think that would steal him of this. So, let's all pay attention because a bunch of stuff is about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've seen bouncing off that statue before, but now we're going to see a little more. Knockback 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Face first into that. Increase your knockback. So we're going through 12. This is our 5th space. 6. Ouch. 7. Ouch. 8. 9. Oh, why is there a light in that grating? 10. 11. So you've hit 2 things. You're going to take 1 damage to 2 hit locations.
Head and body.
Head and body.
It's a severe body.
That's going to be a severe on the body.
Oh, yay.
Now, we'll notice one thing. You've fallen out. We'll get to that in a minute.
If he
What were we at?
survives.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 2 knockback remaining. That's your momentum. We even have artwork fists. This is the Cliffside Sanctuary trait card we've blown up. But basically, if you're knocked out, you're going to try and scramble to survive. But we need to see if you're alive after colliding with that. This is on the body?
Yeah.
4 on the body. That is a gaping chest wound. So not just a piece of rubble in one side and out the other. You're getting a bleeding token and -1 permanent strength. But good news, you're alive. Now you're going to scramble to survive. This is a story event that I just have in my brain. But it says you are ejected from the inverted mountain. Below you lies cold air and a long fall. Roll 1d10 and subtract your remaining knockback, which is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. The 1 or less table result. Your fingers grab nothing. You just look as the sanctuary disappears above you, shrinking to a single point as you look at your chest wound and think upon your life. And in a few moments, you land hard on the ground, dead. Any jewelry you were wearing, shattered. Any fragile gear, shattered. Your body, totally gone. I'm sorry, I'm going to remove you from the showdown board. Folks who played Kingdom Death before know that death is not the end. You control summons of survivors. You had at least a pretty cool death. I don't think anyone's ever died that way before in Kingdom Death, outside of this. But that said, that was a pretty productive first turn. 5 wounds done, 3 to go. And now we're going to draw our first AI card. Left Behind.
Oh, I never moved. Oh, well.
You ever moved?
Yeah. It's
Well, that's going to work out well for you because the monster is... Oh, you were knocked down.
I wasn't knocked down.
Oh,
I'm right here.
Oh,
I attacked
you're the
and never
Harbooner.
moved. Oh,
That's
oh,
you.
I forgot.
Everybody,
I'm getting
say
confused.
with me, blame Josh
Roll
for
3.
everything.
Roll 3.
So it's going to pick the closest threat in range, who is Matt with the Butcher's Cleaver.
Hi, Black
2 speed,
Knight.
so the monster's going to saunter up to you and then shove you in its right cheek.
Oh.
It's going to turn around, lifts up its elbow,
Oh, no.
and you're going to get hit with a massive backhand. 2 speed, hits on 3s or better. 2 hits,
Oh,
of
boy.
course it is. 1 damage each.
Okay.
You can survive this. Waist and
Waist
head.
and head. Okay.
You're
So
fine.
I
You're
got
knocked
knocked down, but I'll get
All
up
right,
again.
there's a more important thing that's about to happen. After damage, knockback 4. And you're about to go through something we at the office casually call Pinball Alley.
Yep.
I could mechanically go through what's happening, but remember how I said every single time you hit one of those, your knockback increases by 4? Because physics, you're going to go knockback 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. You're going to end up suffering knockback 20, where you go bang. See, I knocked it out. Our magnet's a little weak. Bang, bang, bang. Build up a lot of velocity. Your eyeballs fall back into your head, and you shoot out at 50 miles an hour. A speed a survivor has never met except for you.
Terminal
So now you're
velocity.
going to scramble to survive. Your remaining knockback is enormous.
Yeah.
So you need a 10 to survive.
Okay. That's like...
10% chance.
Oh, I was going to say like a 5% chance, but that works too.
It's a 9.
Don't roll on that.
Oh, don't roll out. Okay. It bounced.
4.
Rocket Man, burning out his fuse out here alone. You're dead. I'm sorry. You have shot out like a cannonball. But with that, the monster's AI card is done, and the 2 of us remaining can go on with our lives.
All right.
You're going to stand up because you were knocked down on the monster's last turn. The survivor's last turn.
Yeah.
But you're not in range yet. So Caroline, you ready to go? Awesome. All right. 2 speed. Hits on 5s or better.
3 and a 6.
1 hit.
1 hit.
Ornate Tacit. This is a failure reaction. 5 strength, 4 better to wound.
Oh.
If adjacent, you knew to not do this. Why did you do that? Like, Caroline's actually a pro at fighting this monster. I think she's just being nice for the viewers at home and like, let's show off what the monster does instead of how it dies. Monster's going to heft you up, and it is going to throw you against the closest elastomer statue on a different tile, which happens to be the same one. You land right here and collide with Josh,
Hey.
knocking Josh over. Josh misses his act because he just got knocked down again.
Let's take a nap.
If only you had gone first. Man, if only you would attack from the space away. Oh well, the monster goes. It draws AI. Fierce Clothesline. Nothing, no. This is the monster's probably its most powerful attack.
Oh, that's good.
It's going to target the farthest survivor, who in this case is Caroline. It jumps up into the air with a backflip and lands on one of these statues. You see the statue strain underneath it as potential energy suddenly turns into kinetic, and the monster rushes right through, smashing through everything and dropping an arm on both of you.
Oh,
Which is also going to, I'm going to be nice, and no, I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to pop you out 1, 2, 3, 4. So a couple things just happened. First, every monster the survivor the monster collides with suffers 3 damage to a random hit location.
Oh, 3 to 1. Okay.
3 to 1. That's a body severe and a leg severe.
Yep.
So I'm going to have you roll on the leg table.
Got a 4.
4 on the
I,
legs. I believe that is dismembered leg.
Yay! I don't need that leg.
What do you have?
It was just extra weight.
9 on which table? 9 on the body, collapsed lung, -1 movement token. You both lost some movement. Woo. You were going to scramble to survive because knockback 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. -1 to your roll. 3 or better to stay alive.
4.
4.
Just
4
made
minus,
it.
4 minus that is 1. You slam your arms down on the last at the last possible second, catching yourself on some jagged rubble. You are alive, but you're in some pain. So you're going to take 1 arms damage.
All right, that gives me a heavy on the arms.
Yep. Where's your
So
survivor? Oh, that's you.
Oh,
That's your survivor. Where does your survivor
Oh,
go?
I put it over here. It fell off the edge.
Okay, so you're going to be knocked down right there.
Yeah, right there.
You're alive.
All right.
And now the monster is going to actually move and attack Caroline. 2 speed hits on 3s or better. 2 hits.
Nice.
1 to your. I'll do it for you. And by that I mean I'll give you the dice.
Body.
Body. 2 body rolls.
Oh.
Instant
A 1.
death. A bone fragment flies into your heart, killing you instantly. Dead. And how else do you die? She's just dead. She knows it. It started off so well, too.
did.
did.
After damage, knockback 6. So your corpse flies out because the last time I played with this, there's a special rule that corpses can still suffer knockback. At the end of the knockback, you move the showdown board, but it means maybe your dead body can at least clear a path for your friends.
That's good.
But
Or
with
you
that
can also
said-
lose your gear when you fall.
Also true. With that said, we are now down from 1v1. We went from 4 survivors successfully dealing 5 wounds to 1 remaining survivor having to do the rest of the job.
With 1 leg.
Well, you can hop on over there.
Yeah, I get up.
All right, you're going to stand up on your act. I'm going to shuffle the AI discard.
I
You
believe
need
in
to
you,
move
Josh.
1 space to be in range.
I believe in you, Josh.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Josh? Maddie, you ready for Josh?
Oh, no. Not
He's
at
gonna
all.
screw it up. He's
Of
just
course he
gonna die.
is. 100%.
He's actually. Oh no, where is he?
The monster's there because you were there. The monster went through you and attacked.
He's a
Oh, yeah,
2
you're
by
right.
2, right?
The monster smashed through that as well.
All right.
No, thank you.
So, yeah, I got to stand right there. I don't know if that's a good move or not.
I think that's a great move.
That means it's not.
All right, 2 speed, hits on 5s or better, 6 strength.
2 to 4.
High 5!
Nothing.
Monster
Nothing.
turn! Left behind! The monster smashes through this and shows you its backside. Similarly, right cheek. I'm not sensing a pattern. If I'd move the monster to the other side, left cheek.
Yeah.
But that would be the best side. 2 speed, hits on 3s or better.
1
One
and a 9.
hit.
Okay.
1 hit for how much?
1 damage.
How about
To
your
the hand.
hands?
That's severe injury.
Oh,
Severe
yeah.
injury.
7.
7 on the arms. You have a broken arm, but to go with your dismembered leg, that is your 5th bleeding token. Your corpse suffers knockback 4 out of the cathedral. So all of your corpses have successfully fallen out, except for Caroline's, which is there. Anyway, that was the Black Knight demo. If you had won, you would have carved this monster up for resources. What, you might say? But this is a Nemesis monster. Yes, but it's a Nemesis monster we promised armor sets for. Armor sets? Armor sets. I hope we get to do that. I'm very excited. We've gotten to play with them, and they're very exciting. Anyway, I hope you had some fun with sneak peek of the future of Kingdom Death. This was a joy to play with you folks. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you
Thanks
for
so much,
killing us,
Zach.
Zach.
You're welcome.
Much
Anytime.
appreciated. And thank all of you for watching at home. Stay tuned for more of our coverage from Gen Con 2018. Signing off for now, though, I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
Have a good one, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye. How was that?
Hello, everyone. We're back.
Hello.
That was our Black Knight demo. That was a lot of fun.
Was.
A lot better than our first demo.
Our first demo was horrible.
No one rolled over like 1 or 2.
3 of us fell off the map first turn
Yeah.
and rolled ones. So
It was,
if you rolled a 2 or higher, you lived.
Yeah. What order are things being shown tonight? So we just showed off the Black Knight demo. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on. Then we'll show off the Screaming God demo, talk a little bit more, and then we'll conclude with the interview from Adam and then the repercussions from that, if you will. Yeah, they were kind of rough. No armor, no survival, but that was a nerfed down Black Knight. So it was
if you see pictures of the AI cards and stuff, I did
There's
post
blue
some
text?
of them. There's blue text. That's like
blue text is nerf text.
nerfed text.
Yeah.
It's not the real text. He has some cool
Mechanisms.
He has toughness tokens instead of having a higher toughness.
Correct.
Because you kind of play with them. Matt stood in a really bad spot. Left cheek was not the best cheek to hit from.
Not where they placed him in the demo, and I feel like that was bait for Twist Gaming specifically.
It might have been. It might have been like bearish bait. Be like, yep, left cheek, best cheek's going to be the worst cheek. So, because you hit that little ping pong.
I think they call
section.
it Pinball Alley.
Yeah, Pinball Alley is what they call it.
They were lovingly, jokingly calling it at the Kingdom Death Studio. A couple of things to note. That board, while absolutely phenomenal looking, is not a production piece. That is just a one-off 3D printed piece that they were using for demo purposes only. So it will be a standard board.
Yeah. It's going to be your standard board. It's going to have just a bunch of terrain tiles
Correct.
for it.
So something else to note, the destructible terrain there. It was not destructible, it was breakable.
It's breakable, which means it doesn't stop knockback.
Exactly. So that's the key difference there is it still gets destroyed, but it doesn't slow you down on your knockback. So it's just there to hurt you even more. So that's something to definitely note, that it no feel good.
No.
The elastomer statues, very, very cool. So every time that you hit one of those, it accelerates you by another 4 movement. So I saw some people asking, how does that work? Which direction are you bouncing off of? So they're actually diamond-shaped. So they're sitting on a 45 to the actual squares itself that it's in. And when you run into one of the angled pieces, you bounce off on a 90-degree angle. So if you have the diamond shape, in front of you like that, and you come and you hit this side, you'd fly off in that direction. If you hit this side, you fly off in that direction. So it's a 2x2. So that's how the movement works, and that's why I pinballed in the way that I did down that one specific area. So that was really neat. What else, Josh, from your personal notes about it?
So I think if you roll lower on the table, but not a 1, you take your arms and you hit the side of the wall, and you get arm damage.
That happened to
yourself
you
up.
At the very end.
I
believe it happened to you at the very end. If you roll slightly higher,
If you roll a 10,
If you roll a 10, you gymnastics, land, do the superhero,
pose.
And pose.
No, it's just a gymnastic pose.
Yeah, gymnastics pose.
And you get 1 survival.
The Black Knight himself had a move, I forget what it was called.
He jumps up in the air and he smashes down on
He does the superhero pose down on the floor in front of everyone. Can you purposely bounce off a statue to hit the monster? No. The monster actually has enough awareness that it dodges if people run into it.
Yep.
So that never happens.
So you can't collide with the Black Knight.
Yeah. He can collide with you, but you can't collide with him.
Yeah.
So that's something to take into account as well. So nothing stops your movement on the showdown board.
Yep.
Kind of sucks.
Just keep going.
And you fall off the edge. As you saw. It happens. And
the full-size map will be a little bit larger, too.
Yeah, so that was a 3x4. The full-size map is a 4x4. Right?
It's the same size. It's going to just be the normal board size, I believe. I don't think it's a perfect square, but yes.
So that was the Black Knight demo. We had a lot of fun playing it. The builds were kind of weird. They purposely, gave us no armor, no survival to make it easier.
No complicated stuff on the gear.
Yeah, none of our gear grids were actually activated for anything.
Yeah.
So
you have a weapon and you had armor, but it doesn't really matter anymore because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
No bonus sets, no nothing.
We do not know unless you know, Josh.
I'm assuming they're just gonna be little tile pieces. I don't know.
Simply because you're breaking everything, so you're gonna be knocking.
You're just
gonna
be removing pieces from the board.
I don't know though. So this is gonna segue us into. Oh, did you see any new gear?
There was no new gear on any of the gear grids.
Yeah.
So no, nothing new. No cool stuff. Just we got to see the cool statues. I posted pictures online of a bunch of the cards. There's a cool butt cheek card.
There is a butt cheek card.
There's the butt cheek card, and you don't want to crit it.
No, you don't. You smell his butt, and it's bad.
You get stuck under his cape and he farts.
Yeah.
100% what happens. Don't know if that'll be the final game or not, but I crit the butt.
So something really interesting is I kind of lied a little bit before.
Okay.
I said that you guys wouldn't be able to get the pieces that you saw, the terrain board.
That's true.
From the KDM demo booth there, because it's a one-off 3D printed thing.
Yes.
But, not the Black Knight's but Adam was kind enough to give us one of the 3D printed elastomer statues with the magnetic bases. Ta-da! So this is from the Showdown board that you have there.
Why are you showing its butt off?
Because, of course, you're showing the butt off. So one of the statues, not the whole board, but one of the 3D printed, painted statue pieces here with the magnetic base. So this will be one of our giveaways that we're going to do this evening. So
Are we doing that this evening, or are we just going to do this in general?
one of the giveaways that we'll be doing this upcoming season. So we're showing it off this evening. This evening we will be giving away one of the Manhunter signed promo art prints.
One of these other prints.
So guys, if you have any other questions about what's going on,
I think we should give off this. Give away this.
You think you should give away that instead?
Yeah, chat can't see what this is. It's just a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah, it is a blank sheet of paper. The back of it is. But we will be giving away this piece for sure. This is actually heavier than I thought it would be. Just kidding.
Matt, move your head. I like that white paper. I want it.
So I want to show this off a little bit more. Look at how tiny his head is.
Yeah, he's got like a super tiny head. Like, this is not things I noticed like during the I didn't realize it had a head. Or like what it was.
I mean, we weren't picking these up either.
Yeah.
So this is one of the elastomer statues that's gonna fling you around the board. Goomba head. He does look like a Goomba. This is really cool. So we will be giving that away at some point in time, maybe with Jerome. I don't know. But if you guys have any questions about the Black Knight demo, shoot them our way now, and we'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities.
Yep.
But let's show off another thing that we've got to give away. And this is going to be what we're giving away this evening, correct?
Yeah, we're going to give one of these.
So in order to promote the upcoming season of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death, which is going to be
People of the Sun!
People of the Sun. So we already showed off the giveaway of the Sunstalker expansion that we're going to do.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
It's in the special edition accordion box. It's slightly squished, but it's the last one that was in the KDM store.
Yeah.
So, but we know how much you guys like art pieces, right? Who doesn't love good art? I like good art.
I mean, this is like the best art in the game.
This is arguably the best art within the Kingdom Death game, and it's signed by Adam.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe this, Josh?
Good art, Poots art. It is Poots art.
It is Poots art.
It's 100% made by Adam.
It is. It's signed by him as well.
And signed by him as well. He got a good chuckle when I pulled these out.
Yeah.
For him to sign.
But yeah, what was his reaction to that?
He chuckled. He's like, "Where did you get this? And how did you know about it?" And I'm like, "We've known about this forever." So for those that don't know, one of the hit locations, it might be the Water Veil art.
I think it is.
I think that's the name of the card. Has this lovely piece of art on it.
Yeah.
This was actually sketched by Adam that he left in because he thought it was awesome.
Because he's got a funny sense of humor.
Because he's got a funny sense of humor, and I got a couple copies of this printed, so there's very limited amount of these available. And I had Adam sign it, and he got a good chuckle out of it. And
I got a good chuckle out of it too.
It was not something he was expecting. It's like, Adam, can you sign these? And he's like,
what the hell?
Where did you get this from? And I'm like, I scanned it off the card. He's like, when did you notice this? I'm like, we've always noticed this. And he's like, and Barish told us that you drew it, so like felt this was appropriate.
Absolutely.
Well, Adam did approve the ding dong for the White Lion.
So we're going to be giving that away. Josh, do you want to get that set up now for everyone to start entering and buying tickets for that? So they have some time. If you guys are new to the stream, because we see a lot of new faces in here that don't have the little subscriber icon, you do get more entries into everything if you are subscribers. So keep that in mind. And you get to subscribe for free if you've got Amazon Prime. You get Twitch Prime. So you get points for watching this stream, and it is called Salt. Those are your points. So with that Salt, you can redeem that to buy tickets on our stream for all of our giveaways that we do live on the air. So Josh is setting that up right now. He'll have the link in chat as soon as it's done, and we will pull the giveaway at the end of the stream this evening. If we have your information on record, we'll send it out to you. If we don't, then we're just going to ask you to ping us your personal information, and we'll send that your way. And Josh, are there any limitations to where we're sending this?
No, worldwide.
Worldwide shipping. Ooh. What about if they live in the International Space Station?
If the USPS post office can send it there, I will ship it.
So the United States Postal Service Post Office.
Yep.
Sorry. So that's pretty cool. We don't have a ton of giveaways that we do internationally. USPS. Call Elon Musk. So it's pretty cool. We don't have a chance to do international giveaways all that often. So this is one of the opportunities that you have. I would like to know where all of my salt is, Twist Gaming. Well, if you do the !salt command, it tells you how much salt you have. And so Alexa Vrin's got 8,450 milligrams. Rorocanos, that's our rules. I don't know why you're posting it, but that is our rules indeed.
Oh, apparently we wrote as must as the next guy, not as much. He's correcting.
Oh, okay, cool.
spelling.
As Musk is the next guy.
Yell at Ann. Tell her to fix it. Roll 3.
There you go. Is that Elon wearing the belt of gender swap? Yeah, that's what it is. It's Elon Musk. Was I? I don't even remember doing that, but I might have. So that's your opportunity to get more stuff. We also have our Gleam giveaways that we do. We don't have any up right now.
Gleam giveaways?
Gleam giveaways?
We have Gleam giveaways up.
We do? Okay.
For the Sunstalker.
Oh, it's up already?
Yeah.
I didn't know you set it up already.
Yeah, it's up.
You didn't tell me that.
I did this. I did this thing.
So
I brought you this thing.
where can people go to enter that giveaway? Thank you, Jaja Tech. Yaya Tech. Itchy Gitchy Yaya Dada. So where can people go to enter the giveaway for Gleam to get the Sunstalker giveaway? And a bunch of other stuff, I'm sure, too. Or we have other stuff going on with Gleam?
Yeah, we
right
have
now?
I actually have another giveaway we're going to pull tonight is for our July sub-only giveaway, which someone's going to get a blind box.
That's cool.
We have our PSI Presents giveaways up for Megaland and Mystery of the Temples.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a fun game. Yep. I like the jewels in that. I actually like the grids in that. Real quick for our viewers that are new as well, what are our blind boxes?
They're boxes I can't see. Then they need a new home.
I really just...
We can't afford C&I dogs for them, so we're looking for people to adopt them.
Okay, yeah. But in all seriousness, though, we have our blind boxes that are available. They are $25 plus shipping for a box of assorted games and game accessories and stuff and things, valued at over
stuffed up things. Yes, that's true.
Valued at over $50 in total for them. So some of them are valued significantly over $50.
Yeah, I just shoved a bunch of stuff in a box and said, here you go.
1, cut a hole in the box. 2.
Put a fish in the box.
No, there's no fish in the boxes. I mean, do we have any fish-themed games?
So my niece's dog peeped on my blind box when I was at Gen Con.
I'm assuming that was peed.
Peeped. The dog peeped on the blind box.
Oh, that's funny. So that is your chance to get some other giveaways. As I said before, if you have Amazon Prime, you got Twitch Prime, which means you get one free sub every month, and you get more giveaways for everything doing it that way.
That's how you put a Sunstalker tentacle in a box.
So what else is coming up, Josh?
We have tomorrow we have a spotlight of Call to Adventure
by Brotherwise Games.
Yeah.
You may know Brotherwise from doing Boss Monster.
Yep, that's the number 4. And we showed off Call to Adventure during our Gen Con coverage.
We did.
And then we're talking to them and be like, hey, this is really cool. Can we do a spotlight of it? And they're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Talk to me on Sunday. And then we talked to them on Sunday. Be like, all right, we're a game. Here you go. And I got a copy. We're not going to have a special guest, though. They're not available to Skype and all that, sadly. But
means we'll just have to have more fun doing it.
We're going to play. They actually just announced Brandon Sanderson's expansion coming out for it.
Really?
Or it might be a standalone game. I'm not 100% sure, but
yes, I believe it. So that's you can check out our interview from Gen Con, and that has all the information.
He didn't mention. He said the future ones would be there, and he said Brandon Sanderson as an example. Like,
gotcha.
And then like 2 days later, they're like, "Oh, official announcement!
Brandon Sanderson.
Brandon Sanderson. The Stormlight Chronicles. I think I'm saying the name of that right.
Nice. So we showed off the Black Knight demo.
You did.
We also got a chance to do the Screaming God demo.
Yes, we did.
So the that's funny, Ice Chamber. So the Black Knight demo showed off some new mechanisms, namely the elastomer statues that pinball you off of them, and the breakable, not destructible terrain.
I feel like we should ping pong this between us.
Ping pong, ping pong.
On the green screen. I broke it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
He
break
didn't really
it.
break it. But
These things are pretty
the
dirty.
Screaming God had its own unique mechanisms at play. So,
It screamed.
Huh?
It screamed.
It did scream. But let's
devoured.
let's show off the Screaming God demo. I don't know how to change this video here, but you're gonna tell me live on air, Josh. So I think I
and
go
it
over
says she wants to see
here.
her camera work and then sleep. Or Z's.
See her what? Camera work? Oh, her camera work. I get it. So where is that, Josh?
Look for the orange cones.
Orange
There you go.
cones. That one.
Yep.
Okay.
And then mute us.
Mute us, guys. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Stay tuned for our demo
It's
of
more
the
like
Screaming
25
God.
minutes, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We're coming to you here from Gen Con 2018 at the Kingdom Death booth with another demo for you. So we have Miles showing us off.
Hello.
What demo today?
So right now we have the Screaming God demo. And the Screaming God is an older Screaming Antelope. And what makes the Screaming God special is that it is a showdown in perpetual motion. If you can see right here behind us, we have a whole bunch of Screaming Antelope trampling over each other, running towards us. That's not very good. If one of your survivors manage to get into the same space as a Screaming Antelope, they're going to trample over you. They barely care about themselves. Imagine you. So for the Scream God, to show that we are a showdown on the run, the monster has a very special deck called the New Horizon deck. This is going to be the New Horizon 3 spaces right in front. We're going to reveal it, and I'm going to place 3 of these statues. Now, these statues are pretty bad for you because if you connect with one of them, you're going to fall down, you're going to get knocked down. So you're all going to whiz right past these structures, these walls that are already in front of us. The monster's taking a little bit of a breather, so it's also going to fall back. And these structures are going to come into focus. You're going to be able to see them. And it's going to be the monster's turn. We're going to reveal the monster's AI card, which is God's Bite. The Screaming God knows the ruins like the back of its many hands. Much like the Screaming Antelope, the monster has an undermaw, a mouth right on its belly, but also has arms. So if the monster's going to collide with you, he's going to try and grab you and shove you into its stomach. So we're going to choose the furthest threat in range. The monster's going to turn around, and it's going to zoom right past all these structures, and it's going to find you because it has infinite movement. The monster's always going to come to you.
Oh, jeez.
And this is going to be, this attack profile has a speed of 1, so I'm going to roll 1 die.
Okay.
Accuracy is 3. Let's see if the monster connects. And the Screaming God does. It hits you, and it's going to hit you for 5 damage unless you dodge out of the way. You can choose to use that survival action to avoid the monster's 5 damage. Now, I haven't mentioned earlier, you don't have any armor. Your lights and heavies are filled out. You're on the brink of death.
So we're doing good.
Things are looking very good for our survivors.
normal hunt.
If you take this damage, you're going to roll a severe injuries table.
So who's getting attacked for that one?
This is going to be our Lance of Longest User, which is going to be you. All right, go
trying
ahead
to dodge
and
it.
spend that survival. You have 4 survival. You're going to go to 3.
At least we have survival.
Yeah.
Yes. But the Screaming God is one of our more advanced monsters. This AI is not done. The monster is going to turn around and perform a very special trait card called Explosion. Screaming God inhales, and it's going to exhale this toxic, noxious gas. It's going to bite on its flinty molars,
you, man.
crunch, and when it bites down, sparks ignite. A huge explosion is going in this direction. This survivor, the calcified Zombot, so this survivor, the spear harpoon user are in the way of this explosion, but you can choose to spend 1 survival to hit the ground. If you don't, you're going to take 2 damage to a random hit location. You're on the brink of death. Do you think you want to be exploded
I'll
on?
survival.
Excellent.
I'm okay, though. I'm fine.
Now, part of explosion spending survival is you're knocked down, which is not good. You're so close to the stampede. If you're knocked down, you're not running.
You'll get up again. Hopefully.
It's now the survivors' turn. The survivors have access to a second survival action and courage. Some of your friends are sleeping, so we have a Lance of Longest user. We have the Ink Blood Bow user. One of you should probably encourage the other ones to get up. Hey, get up, friends.
Okay, you know, I think the Zambata needs to stand up, so I'm going to spend a survival to encourage you up because I believe in you. I believe.
I believe. Does anybody else want to encourage the Sky Harpoon user? I need a volunteer or don't, whatever you choose. All right, what a good fellow there.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Unless you need the survival. Uh-huh. All right, that's very good. You have a third survival action called Dash. It's going to give you an additional movement. You're going to be able to move 5 tiles in the cardinal directions, whichever direction you want. So you're the calcified Zambato user. Where'd you like to go? Excellent. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a showdown in perpetual motion. So if you stay in front of that wall, you're going to continue running, splat, right into the wall. So you're going to have to think about that for a second. But in the meantime, here's one speed. You're going to need a 5 or higher to hit the monster. All right, you've hit the monster just enough. We're going to reveal a hit location, the monster's ancient rump. The Screaming God has a toughness of 13. You have a strength of 10. Roll 3 or higher, please.
That's decent. Oh, no! I spoke too soon.
You swing, you hit the Screaming God with your calcified Zambato, but not enough. It bounces right off. The monster, the monster has a reflex. So I'm going to read the reflex. This is going to happen every time we reveal this hit location. The Screaming God charges forward, positioning itself ahead of the Stampede. Move the monster 10 spaces towards the horizon. Now I'm going to turn the monster. I'm going to grab your miniature. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the monster has all these little arms, and it collided with you, it grabbed you, it's trying to shove you inside of its undermaw, it's trying to devour you. I'm going to ask you to roll 1d10. You're going to look for a lantern 10.
Oh! That's a
I'm
1.
so sorry. When the monster collides with a survivor, they roll 1d10 on a 10. They miraculously roll aside, place a survivor, knock down adjacent to the monster. Otherwise, the undermaw snaps them up, devouring them. You are now Screaming God food. Nom, 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 nom. We're going to move your survivor from the showdown board. Hopefully your friends will be able to find all that gear to give to another survivor in the settlement, so that way your survivors can persist as a group, as an entire settlement. But your survivor, Zippy, is no longer with us. You are Screaming God Poop now.
Moment of silence for Zip.
Ripperino. All right, Lance of Longest user, you're pretty close to the monster. How about we have you go? Your weapon has a reach of 2. Excellent. Speed of 2. Accuracy of 6 or higher. All right, so that's 1 hit. I'm going to reveal the hit location. You're attacking the monster in its undermaw. It's its mouth, as I mentioned earlier. You have 9 strength. You're looking to hit on 5s or higher.
Oh, great rolls.
I'm so sorry.
Demo, right, Matt?
Yeah.
The undermaw has a failure reaction. The Scream God's horns swing wide, sparking off the walls as it charges you. Move the monster towards the attacker. If it is adjacent, the survivor suffers knockback 5 and is knocked down. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
All right.
All right, so the monster's done a lot of moving around. Again, you guys have access to dash. So let's have the Sky Harpoon user go. Your weapon's going to have a reach of 3.
I can't do anything. I'm just going to move right there.
All right,
That's
sounds good.
Push right past me, so I'm good.
Yeah, these walls are going to push right past. So let's have the Ink Blood Bow user.
I can't go through these. Do these
That's
block
correct.
line of sight?
They do not block line of sight. So
Okay.
you can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe dash a little closer. But keep in mind, this wall might crash into you. Might not want to be in that specific
So
lane.
how far does everything move down?
Everything, all the structures and the walls and the monster itself are going to move back 6 spaces.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so
So
this wall's going to end up right over here with the other walls.
Oh boy. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it looks like I'm going to have to spend a survival to dash.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go right there.
All right, excellent.
So
All
I
right.
had to spend a survival. Down to 2.
Down to 2.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Let's hope all that encouragement doesn't cost you in the end.
Probably.
It's the monster's turn. I'm going to reveal the New Horizon card. I'm going to place 3 walls. 1, 2, 3, and everything's going to move backwards. You guys are zipping past all of these walls, all these structures. They fall out of sight, being trampled by the screaming antelope. These are going to move back 6 spaces.
Woo.
This is also going to move back. And as I mentioned earlier, as our friend here is busy taking a nap, he's also going to fall back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spaces closer to the stampede. And the monster's also taking a rest. 1, 2. It's now the monster's turn. I'm going to reveal its AI card,
very
which is
interesting.
God Stomp. The Screaming God picks up speed, careening like a freight train. It's going to crush the furthest threat in range.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. So, the Screaming God's going to turn towards you. The monster is going to target right here and actually can't reach you since you're in these little crevices. So the monster's just going to move there. But this attack hasn't finished. The Screaming God barrels onward, moving the Screaming God 10 spaces towards the horizon as it attempts to devour all in its path. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, excellent. The monster borders the New Horizon right over here. And our Inkblood Bow user is very lucky. The monster couldn't reach you. That was a very tactful positioning on your end.
I definitely did it on purpose.
It's now the survivor's turn. Who'd like to go first?
Looks like Josh is trying to figure out if he can reach him with a Sky Harpoon. Can you?
Yep.
He stands up.
Yes, you do. Thank you. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. You're a little far. You might have to dash if you want to
Dash. I don't
hit
think
the
I want
monster.
to do that, though. I think I'm just going to stand right here.
All
And
right.
hide between these 2 columns and say, screw you guys.
I like
I'm
it.
here.
I like it.
And we're going to same issue again where you can't reach me.
Inkblood Bow user, you haven't done much yet,
2,
other than
3, 4.
encourage everyone.
You know, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm probably not the wisest choice, but I want to shoot him. It
All
makes me
right.
feel better about
You
myself.
have range 7.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in range.
All right, excellent. Your weapon has a speed of 2. You're going to hit on 6s or higher since you have +1 accuracy.
And so normally it's cumbersome, but I have Sun Vestment, so no
That's right.
cumbersome. So, oh wow, that's a great roll right there.
You've thrown 2 bows at the Screaming Antelope, and Screaming God is missed. I'm so sorry. All right, next up, Lance of Longus. Sometimes you do have to take a turn off to reach the Screaming God.
He's moving around a lot.
Oh, yeah. I like it. All right, sounds good. Looks like it's the monster's turn. I'm going to reveal the New Horizon card. I'm going to place 3 structures. 1, 2, 3. We're going to continue being perpetual motion. These 3 structures are out of sight. They're so far behind you. We're going to continue moving these structures right behind you. We're going to move these.
This is challenging.
We're going to move this. The monster is going to move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should probably dash out of the way. The monster's going to collide with you.
Let's do that. And so it's the monster's turn right now, right? So
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go 4, 5.
Yep.
1,
Sounds
2, 3,
good.
4. Yeah, I'll go there.
And can we dash now, too?
Yep. You guys should probably dash. Get out of the way. All right, excellent. Everyone spend your survival.
Down to 1.
The AI card, God Scream. The Screaming God inhales deeply, its chest puffing majestically. The monster screams with a brain liquefying intensity. Any survivor without head armor is now deaf. All non-deaf survivors are knocked down. So let's see. We have a few people with head armor. You have head armor. Who's left? You have head armor, and you have head armor. Unfortunately, yes. So the monster is going to perform explosion. Any survivors caught in the zone of death will suffer 10 damage to the head in addition to the effects of explosion. The Screaming God is screaming very loudly at you guys. The monster is going to turn.
So what's the zone of death?
The zone of death is going to be right in front of you. It's going to be the 3 spaces in front. It's going to expand a little bit more. It's going to continue forward, but it's going to expand one last time. This is the zone of death. So you position yourselves very well. You're right in this hallway of statues. The monster inhales, and it's going to perform explosion. So for God Scream, you're going to perform explosion. Any survivors caught in the zone of death suffer 10 damage to the head. You're in the zone of death.
Awesome.
So take 10 damage to your head first. So that's going to be everyone. And then we're going to perform explosion. You are inside the range. So the monster's trying to kill everyone right now.
I thought, no, it's 3.
Yep.
And I'm right here.
Oh, my eyes are old. No, you were correct.
Yeah.
It would have been right here and here. You barely managed to avoid the explosion. All right, so that leaves you two. The first part of God Scream is 10 damage to your head.
So that's going to be a severe head injury there because I have no head armor. So I'm looking forward to this roll here.
Severe injuries table. There are a lot of words on this, but most of them say you're dead.
How about a 5?
A 5 to your head is intracranial hemorrhage. You can no longer use or gain any survival. Gain a bleed token. Uh-oh.
I mean, I had one left. So, so my bow gets stronger, though.
Yeah,
so
your bow's going to wound.
nice.
You're going to have an easy time wounding. This survivor should probably dodge for explosion. And so should this person. Because for explosion, the survivors may spend 1 survival to dive beneath, avoiding damage, but being knocked down.
If only I didn't just get my ability to use survival taken away.
All right, Lance of Longest, you're going to take 2 damage to your waist.
Oh, look at that. I've got my heavy box check there, too.
Back to the severe injuries table we go. Sound the air horns.
You need to roll 10, Matt.
Lantern 10?
Yeah.
Lantern 10 and so close. You have a collapsed lung. You're going to gain a -1 movement token, but unfortunately, this is for you. There's only so much blood in the survivor's body before they bleed out. Unfortunately, we're going to have to remove your survivor as well. What was your survivor's name?
Ann's Romper.
Ann's Romper. Rip.
It did rip, yeah.
All right, the survivor's turn. Let's go. Get up.
So we have no idea what's coming up on the horizon, right?
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh, boy. I mean, you can just poke them where you are and then run away.
Yep. You're both in reach.
All right, so yeah, go ahead first.
Speed of 2. 6s or higher to hit.
Longinus, a 5 and a 2.
Oh, you survivors are so unlucky. 2 swings, 2 misses. Would you like to move? The Screaming God is not very forgiving. Yeah, everything's going to move in this direction. Yep. You want to stay away from the walls. You want to stay away from the Screaming God itself. So maybe a little closer over here. Yep. You can move 2 more if you want, or you can stay there, whatever makes you happy. Sky Harpoon user, do you think you want to attack from there?
Yeah, I'm going to attack where I'm at.
Poke him.
All right.
So what do you hit on?
Speed of 2. You're going to hit on
5+.
5s or higher.
9 and 10.
2 hits. We're going to reveal the vicious hindquarters and the ancient ear. Let's see if you can wound the ancient ear.
So how much strength do you have there, Josh?
8 strength, and he's got a toughness of
13.
So
5+. I believe in you.
Ooh.
Not enough, but you know.
A swing and a miss. Vicious hindquarters. Let's have a little bit more luck there.
It's a 9.
Excellent.
There you
That's
go.
a 9. That's going to be a wound.
Oh, deadly.
No deadly.
No deadly.
I
but
do, but I'm
this
dead.
has a wound reaction. The Screaming God shrieks. Its noxious breath fills the air, then ignites. Turn the monster to face the attacker. Perform explosion. Now, as we saw last time, you're barely out of range this time because the explosion is going to have the 3 squares in front. It's going to expand after that, so you feel all that heat, but it doesn't touch you. It's not too hot.
I'm just going to move right over to this other corner
I like it.
and laugh at him.
All right. New Horizon. Let's see if our survivors can continue to survive. 1,
Oh boy.
2, 3. You're going to whiz right past. All of these structures are going to fall right behind you. We're going to continue moving these structures. Whoops, a little too far. The monster's going to catch his breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
The monster's going to reveal an AI card, God's Gouge. The Screaming God swings its head from side to side, attempting to gouge you with razor sharp horns. It's going to choose the furthest threat in range. You have a flow opportunity. Are you close enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the monster just barely.
Just barely.
Just
If only
barely.
you didn't move before, Josh.
I needed to move from the top because I would have got hit, but
Yep. So the monster's going to move towards you. It's going to turn. This attack profile calls for a speed of 3, accuracy of 3, speed of 2, accuracy of 3 or higher. That's going to be 2 hits. Would you like to roll your own hit location die?
sure.
Head in the head. Come on.
Waste of the body.
A body and a waist. This attack is going to deal 5 damage, so are you interested in dodging?
I'll dodge the body.
All right, sounds good. You're still going to have a severe...
Waist injury.
This is for you.
Let's see what happens to you. A 5.
All right, a 5 to the waist is going to be warped pelvis. You're going to gain -1 permanent luck. You're also going to gain a bleed token. Not the worst
You can't
that could
crit anymore,
happen, but God Gouge is not finished. Survivors killed by this attack are impaled and dangled from the monster's massive horn. So if you would have died, you would have been an ornament for the monster.
All right.
Fortunate for you, you did not die. Survivor's turn.
Okay.
Can you guys wound the monster?
I'm gonna go first here.
All right, sounds awesome.
So 5 plus 9 and a 5. 2
Oh,
hits.
2 hits. The hand hoof and
Yeah!
no, the trap card. This card looks different because this is the monster trap card. The monster has plotted the specific moment. There's a fantastic burst of light, and the Screaming God vanishes. Boop. You realize too late that it has leapt above you. Ancient Moles crash, sparking on the stone as its huge undermaw envelops you whole. All survivors are doomed. So the monster's going to place itself right on top of here. It's going to crush this statue. And now you're going to have to try to avoid being devoured. The monster's trying to shove you in its undermaw.
Oh, seriously?
What?
Better 10.
Excellent. So now, as part of Devour, since you rolled a Lantern 10, place the survivor knocked down adjacent to the monster.
Gonna go right there.
Left cheek, best cheek?
right.
Also, this stuff's gonna
Yep.
fly past me.
Very good decision. The trap isn't done yet. All non-death survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 5 brain damage from the sound of teeth crunching stone and blood.
So severe brain.
Severe brain trauma?
Severe
both of
brain
us?
trauma, sound the air horns. Severe injuries, roll 1d10. The higher the better.
A 5.
A 5 to the brain is going to be danger seizure. 1 damage to you and all adjacent survivors. Random disorder, you're going to gain 1d5 insanity, but since you're taking damage,
It's a good thing that your hitboxes aren't Oh.
To your head.
Severe head injury.
another severe. Please roll 1d10 for a severe injury to your head.
A 1!
So a 1 for a severe injury to the head is head explosion. The Screaming God yelled so hard, pop! Your head exploded. But not only that, that was a detriment to everyone at the table. All other survivors lose 1 survival.
All right, I'm done with survival.
All
Do I
right.
take a severe brain injury too?
Severe injury for you. Severe brain.
A
Oh,
10.
who are you?
I'm a beast.
10 to the head is frenzy. You are frenzied and gain 1d5 insanity. So go ahead and roll another 1d10 for your brain. Ooh.
What insanity? And +1 speed, +1 damage.
That's correct. No fighting arts for you. All right, so I'm going to shuffle this back. I'm going to shuffle the trap back into the hit location deck and rip.
Rip.
You're very eager to.
Who was that? Fred.
Fred's dead.
Fred is dead. Can Fred cut the hit location deck for me so if the trap is revealed, it's not the demoer's fault? You can't blame Mr. Mean Demoer.
Oh, you just blame Josh. It's always Josh's fault.
Damn it, Josh. All right, Monster's turn, revealing the New Horizon card. I'm going to place 3 new statues. We're going to place you here. We're going to place you here, and right here. All right, these structures are going to fall behind you, being crashed by these screaming antelopes. The monster's taking a little bit of rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Not being hit by a wall, laying down in the proper spot.
Don't encourage him.
I'd encourage him, but he'd have to stand up.
Ah, there you go.
Do I move? Because I'm still knocked down though, right?
Yep. All right. This monster's attack is called God's Launch. It's going to target the furthest survivor, but unfortunately, you're the only survivor. Move the Screaming God towards the target if adjacent. If it's adjacent, the monster's ancient horse flips the target into the air. Then it makes a powerful leap. It's Undermaw snatching for you. Roll 1d10 on a 6 or higher. You're going to suffer Devour.
10.
That is a 10, but that is a 6 or higher.
That's what
That was a
I
bad
don't want.
It's Devour time. The monster threw you in the air. It's playing with you, and now it's trying to grab you into its undermaw. Roll
I feel
another
like
10.
it's a cat on its back, like rub my belly, but like I'm just gonna.
One more 10.
One more 10. One more 10.
Oh,
You are Screaming God food. The Screaming God flipped you up, and now you're in here. Nom, 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 nom. Delicious. Unfortunately, our survivors are not victorious for the Screaming God. You are just Screaming God food. This has been the Screaming God demo. My name is Miles. Thanks for stopping by. Good try.
Thank you so much, Miles. Much appreciated.
Pleasure.
And thank all of you for watching at home. This is going to conclude our KDM demo coverage here at Gen Con 2018. Signing off for now, though, I'm Matt. Have a
Josh.
good one, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi everyone, we're back. No. Screaming God ate us. So that was
Some of us.
Some of us. I just died. Did I get eaten? I don't think I died.
Josh's food.
Josh's food.
Yep.
Josh's friends, not food. Do you want to get exploded on? Miles has a quote.
It's a quarry. Yep, it is a quarry fight.
Yeah.
It's like year 20 plus
It comes
quarry
in
fight.
late. So I saw some questions in chat, and one of the questions was, "What's with all of the screaming antelopes on the bottom?" So the theme of this encounter is that there's a horde of screaming
Stampede.
antelopes. It's a stampede.
It's Lion King.
Yeah, or I was thinking Jumanji.
I think it's Lion King.
I think it's Jumanji.
Poor Andromper.
Poor Ansromber. But this stampede is following after you, so that is why it's running like that, is that you're actually running this entire showdown. So it operates kind of like a 2D side-scroller. And that was pretty interesting, if it's Jumanji or if it's Lion King.
I got it. I'm not going to put ball off for that.
So I thought that was really cool. You have the New Horizon deck, which is showing you 3 locations for those tiles that come out every round, and then everything shifts down by 6 spaces each time. So that was actually really cool.
Someone's asking why you didn't move back with it. So the idea is that you're running
Yeah,
with the
correct.
everything, so you're kind of,
But if you're knocked down, then
fall
you're
back.
obviously not running, so then you're falling
and
back.
then if you fall back into the stampede, I assume you die.
Or you get hurt, I'm assuming. Yeah, one of the two. You probably die.
Probably die.
Yeah. And the Screaming Antelope, the Screaming God just don't give a heck. So
Yeah.
it's just, it does whatever it wants. So it's a really cool new mechanism that's at play there, and I know that they were talking a little bit to us about the inspiration for it being a 2D side-scroller video game and how they could incorporate that into Kingdom Death. So that's kind of where the birth of the Screaming God Showdown came from. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
It was one of the designer. I don't remember the designer's name. Like went to Adam, I was like, "Oh, what do we do with 2D side scroll?" He's like, "Go for it," and that's what came out of it. So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. But yeah, no, it's.
What was your favorite part of the showdown?
Me not getting devoured first time.
You rolling your 10s. Actually, I thought what was really cool was the strategic placement of your survivor within the terrain.
Yeah.
So that way the Screaming God can't get to you because he's too fat.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest parts that we figured out really early on. And one of the issues is you can't see the New Horizon, so you kind of need to play more in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Makes it interesting.
Does luck work on the Devour attempts?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. From what they were explaining, that it was only a 1 through 10 table.
So that fight might change. The New Horizon might be visible. They've been kind of going back and forth and playtesting on it and stuff, so it'd be interesting how that ends up. Are the wall tiles that is going to be in the final layout, or is it going to be... I'm not sure if it's going to be bushes or what. They didn't really say. They were talking that they're ruins, but who knows?
Yeah. And that they don't block line of sight, but they block your ability to move over them.
Yeah. So, short wall or something, who knows?
Yeah. So, anything else that you wanted to talk about from that showdown specifically, Josh?
Chat, do you have any more questions for us?
And please feel free to throw those questions into chat, whether it be the Screaming God or the Black Knight. We'll be happy to answer those what we can for you. They were explaining that the resource gathering for this quarry was a push your luck mechanic.
I did not get to hear that.
Yeah, we did not hear that. That's actually very interesting. So there might be some bad resources then? Or something that prevents you from pulling some resources back. So that's actually pretty interesting. In the meantime, though, Josh, you picked up something else from the KDM booth, right?
Actually, Adam went and grabbed it for me and handed it to me. I didn't pick it up. Adam's like, here you go. And I was like, thank you, Adam.
Were there bugs crawling on the terrain? Chat wants to know.
Not that we saw.
Yeah, never, though, thought of that. The stampede would still be going on when you're trying to get your resources. That actually does make a lot of sense. My demo said all the resources had a value.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it's that, like, you're trying to pick up the resources while you're running from the stampede, and it's kind of like being encumbered in Skyrim when you pick up too much shit and you walk really slow.
The further you were from the horizon, the better chance you had of getting more resources. That'd be interesting. But no, both demos are still early, right? So,
Correct.
like, what we see in production could be very different, but I think...
it's pretty close to final version.
It should be similar, maybe a little different when we
Yeah.
get to see the final version.
So, as Josh was saying, Adam was able to grab him a copy of an item from the KDM booth. So
Before they sold out.
Before they sold out, which that was
for the floor.
For the floor. They're still going to be available on their website. So from the information we got from Adam, they produced
3,000 copies.
2,000 or 3,000.
3,000.
3,000 copies
brought
of these. 500.
So I'll explain the whole story. They produced 3,000. The factory is really slow.
Yeah.
They delivered all 3,000 units to Gen Con.
Yep.
But it was just the plastic and the boxes.
Not the art.
The art and the cards, Adam had done somewhere else, and they only brought 500 copies from there. They only made 500 copies or something, figuring that 500 copies would be enough because they haven't sold 500 units of anything at a previous con.
Correct.
So they brought that. They stuffed these boxes on Tuesday.
Yeah, they filled them on site on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, the first day of the convention, they've sold, I believe, 465 of them.
Yeah, that sounds like that. So there was like
60-ish left.
60-ish left on
Day 2.
Day 2, which sold out early in the day.
We were actually at the booth when that number got over to Adam, and that's when he said, "Please limit it to one per person."
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think they were kind of keeping it, but they had like. So looking at the numbers, the number of people that came to the booth was about equal to the number of units they had. So it didn't seem like people were buying like a ton of copies of them.
okay.
It seemed like it was kind of like a one-to-one relationship.
Okay.
But no, there's going to be 2,500 of these in the store probably between Thursday and Tuesday. Well, was the last thing I heard from Clark.
So you still have an opportunity to get it. It's not that you've missed your chance.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big run, 2,500 for. So who knows how long it'll last? We'll see.
So in the meantime, though, this is the Echoes of Death. Josh is going to do a little bit of an unboxing here. So he's going to show you what comes in the box.
Yeah, and Matt hasn't seen what's in this box.
I have not.
I kind of took like a quick glance at this, and I want to kind of show this off because Adam and I talk about this a little bit in
Someone
our
bought
interview.
some of that stuff for over a 300% markup on eBay on Thursday. It pays to be an informed consumer.
Yes. So no. So the Echoes here, the miniatures are the generics. So actually, you can put that in.
Sure.
How does it look there? So we had the fighter, the necromancer, the mage, and the thief. They're just generic that were resins that sold really well, and they're just fun models. And they're like, oh, well, let's make these plastic and add some cool game content to them. So it's some of the better selling generic heroes that Adam's been doing for a bit.
Okay.
And then we have our
Sprue.
sprue. So these are all in plastic. Echoes to death.
Well, they are poses of the generics, aren't they? The thief was on the umbrella originally, I think.
Possibly. I don't recall. I don't collect the resins, so I don't know exactly the difference.
The resins were different minis. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original. I think if I recall, the umbrella was really frail and didn't work so well. So we got some art cards.
Art cards. We'll show these off. So, numero uno, we got our fighter. We've got our necromancer. We've got our thief. And we've got our mage. So those are the 4 art cards that come in the set there. And I noticed another card there, Josh. What's that?
This explains the strain system. So this is the new mechanism that Adam's added to the game. So talking to Adam, we'll go into more detail when you watch the interview. This is going to be part of most likely be part of the campaign of death.
Okay.
Which is mostly a book to help make your own custom campaigns.
Really?
And it uses the 12 original expansions.
Well, that's neat. So the strain system introduces a way for your exploits to permanently alter the future of your Kingdom Death monster campaign. Echoes of Death includes 4 milestone strain cards. Each one describes a rare milestone event that, if reached, will add unique thematic fighting arts to your fighting art deck forever. Rules: set aside the 4 strain fighting arts. They need to be earned before you can use them. Examine the milestone conditions on your milestone strain cards. Keep them in mind as you play. During the settlement phase, place any unreached milestone strain cards on the settlement board over the check milestone step. During the step, check your milestone strain cards first. If you reached a strain card milestone condition, resolve its permanent effect and remove the card from your game. It can never be used again. So, what are these milestone strain cards, Josh?
So no, these once you do them, they're in all your. So these strains will be in the campaign of death or only in Echoes. These exact strains, I don't know. I don't know if these will be in the campaign or death. But this system will most likely be in the campaign of death, or maybe involve in its own thing. As we talk in the interview, you kind of get more details of that. But these you unlock once, and then it's in future games as well.
Okay.
So not just the campaign you did it in,
but all campaigns afterwards.
And it's evolving the world that you're in.
Very cool.
Which is really cool.
So first up, let's show these
So
off.
let's look at some of we'll go with each one at a time.
So first is the trepanning strain. I don't know if I'm
Yes.
saying that right. So milestone condition: when a survivor survives the trepanning barber surgeon endeavor 5 times. So permanent effect: slipshod surgery has damaged the survivor's memory. When systems of the body fail, others rise up to compensate. Without the burden of triumphs and traumas, the indomitable will to live thrives. Jeez, am I speaking? Permanently add the infinite lives fighting art to your fighting art deck. The survivor gains the infinite lives fighting art. So, what is the infinite lives fighting art?
This is the most of both Matt and I have looked. These I kind of glanced at these cards,
Yeah,
but
this
I
is all
haven't.
brand new to me.
All brand new to the two of us.
So, infinite lives. You can't create new memories. You cannot gain new fighting arts or disorders. When you would gain one, instead gain a new lifetime. Give yourself a new name and once per lifetime reroll. Gain +1 survival for naming. Gain the reroll regardless of principle. Only once per lifetime reroll. Only one once per lifetime reroll at a time. Okay, that was.
So you get new rerolls.
Every time you get a fighting art
art.
or a disorder, you get a new. That's interesting.
Yep.
But also interesting is that you get a new name, so you get the +1 survival for getting
Yeah.
a new name. So
And
in the middle of a showdown, then, if something gives you a disorder, you would gain a survival essentially. That's actually really interesting. That's very weird. All right, so next up we've got the Opportunist strain. Milestone condition. When a survivor with prey or secretive disorder has 15 plus insanity.
Okay.
Permanent effect. The survivor eats in secret and foregoes sleep. Their extreme paranoia liberates a deeply buried genetic memory that has allowed insignificant people to use their prey instincts to their advantage. Permanently add the Backstabber fighting art to your fighting art deck. The survivor gains the Backstabber fighting art. They suffer -1 strength permanent and -1 evasion from lack of sleep. So they get weaker and less evading, but they get Backstabber. So what is Backstabber? On a perfect hit with a dagger, your first wound attempt in that attack gains devastating 1. When you attack a monster with a dagger from its blind spot, if you have the Hoarder or Secretive Disorder, increase the range of your perfect hits by 1. So something to buff daggers a little bit, which is interesting because daggers have been kind of gone by the wayside a little.
So if you get Timeless Eye, you add this, you get perfect hits of
7, 8, 9, or 8, 9,
8, 9,
8,
10.
9, 10.
And then you get some stuff that stacks on perfect hits,
If you
which a lot of daggers do.
Or if you get the that Sunstalker secret fighting art.
Are you?
The one that gives you automatic crits if you get a perfect hit.
Oh, yeah.
You stack that
daggers.
with this with daggers.
Yeah,
It'd be
there's some fun
ridiculous.
stuff you could do with this.
Yeah. So that'd be really cool. The devastating. That's a nice fighting art there. The Giant's Strain. Milestone condition. When a survivor with the marrow hunger impairment has a child from intimacy. So, permanent effect. Ardent splinters of bone gnaw into the survivor's brain, halting their pituitary function. The deviation is passed to their offspring. Permanently add the Giant's Blood fighting art to your fighting art deck. The survivor's newborn child gains the Giant's Blood fighting art. Choose one in case of twins. So this is interesting because it passes you down. When will you be releasing your interview with Poots? Later this evening. We're going to be doing that in probably about 10-15 minutes, right, Josh?
Yep.
And then Giant's Blood fighting art. You overproduce growth hormones. When you gain this fighting art, gain +1 strength and -1 evasion permanently. You may consume skulls. If you do, gain the marrow hunger impairment. That's interesting. So you can eat skulls. You gain a strength, you lose an evasion. How do you feel about this one?
It's interesting because if you get this on people, you can kind of use them as murder fodder. Because Marrow Hunger lets you can be nominated for murder.
Okay.
So you can kind of be like, oh, we're going to kill that guy because he has Giant's Blood because he's kind of creepy.
All right, and then what's the final one, Josh? The final one is the Ethereal Culture Strain. So milestone condition is when a survivor consumes a brain mint cure while there are 4+ black lichen strange resources in settlement storage.
This is hard to get.
Yes.
Because you don't get... you need to kill level 3s.
To get
with the
black lichen.
lichen. So you need to kill at least 4 level 3s. Make a
And-
brain mint, which... it's not that bad.
Permanent effect. Black lichen in storage blooms, blanketing the settlement and its inhabitants with harmless spores. A bacteria carried in the brain mint forms a symbiotic mass of fungus and bacteria in the unwitting survivor's brain. The survivor finds themselves communicating with something beyond. Permanently add the Ethereal Pact fighting art to your fighting art deck. The survivor gains the Ethereal Pact fighting art. This gives me a very Venom feel to it. No?
Yep.
And so we've got the, nice green screen, the Ethereal Pact. Add +3 to your brain trauma rolls.
I'm pretty sure that makes it so you can get to that impossible brain roll now.
I mean, you could get to it before, just very difficultly.
Yeah.
But now this is very easy to get to there, because that's a 12+, I believe, right?
It's 13.
13+, yeah. So when you suffer the impossible brain trauma, the fungus in your head connects to the dreaming. Birth of a Savior, and choose a dream. If you've already reached age 2, you cannot gain your dream secret fighting art. If you are a saver, this fighting art has no effect.
So you become a savior.
That's interesting. You can Next to dreaming, birth of a savior and choose a dream. Does that make you a savior?
Mm-hmm.
So the fighting art does nothing to you then after that.
Yeah.
So it's just a way to get savior on an existing survivor.
Which means you get more saviors in your settlement.
True.
Because you only have one before.
Oh. That's interesting. Which one of these is your favorite? I think Infinite Lives is really cool.
Infinite Lives is fun.
Like, that's really cool.
But, like, I think these are going to be really cool as new ones come out.
I am excited to try and do, like, a really stupid build on the Backstabber. So having Backstabber with the was it the Shadow Walker? Is that what it is?
Shadow something. I know what you're talking about.
That fighting art with Timeless Eye with a dagger, I think would be just hilarious. Turning a dagger into a semi-lance is pretty cool, so Backstabber is fun. Yeah, Backstabber looks like it would be a lot of fun.
So yeah, this is like a preview, and once we start the interview with Adam, you'll kind of get some more details of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because this is a good chunk of what we talk about and expand out from.
Absolutely.
In the interviews.
How are the card sim qualities, normal fighting arts?
Yeah, the same as their other promo cards.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all.
Anything else that you wanted to talk about here before we jump into the interview with Adam?
I think we're ready for the interview with Adam.
I think so. So, folks, Josh had the opportunity to interview Adam Poots at Gen Con. We went over to his booth as the day was wrapping up, and we got a nice little shot to frame out there for you guys. One thing to note is the voice of Gen Con was still there, so you're going to hear him once or twice.
3 times, I think?
Yeah, once, twice, 3 times.
2 or 3 times. Because I edited the video, and I remember that. I was almost going to cut him out, but I was like, I'll leave him in there. Because I think I damn him at the second time he does it.
Oh, probably. So let me get the video ready to go here. Josh, is there anything that you want people to make sure that they listen for in that interview?
Just all the cool stuff. We talk about volleyball. Just wait for it. You're going to enjoy it.
You do talk about volleyball. If I know where I'm going here.
It's
okay,
right up
this
there.
One here?
Yep.
Okay. Are you ready, Josh?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. I feel like Matt. It's kind of weird. All right. So I'm here with Adam from Kingdom Death. Thank you, Adam, for joining us. And how's it going? How's the combat? First day. How's it going?
Our first day was more insane than last year's first day.
Yeah.
Apparently, we had a line that went all the way down to the other wall.
Yeah,
and
all
then
the way down there.
Fanned out against it.
Oh,
and,
we start when it was all the way down at the end of the hall.
Gen Con police was very kind to me today. They said, sir, you've been speeding, and we need to talk about bringing you back under the speed limit. I didn't even get a ticket,
which
is great. They just made sure that we kept the doors clear.
Yeah.
So we had to take the other half of the team that should have been on break at this point and get them to basically be the line guards. So we had the entire sculpting team, probably the most talented, sculptors I've ever worked with in my life, being line guard for the whole day. They enjoyed it. They had fun chatting with the fans.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they did. So that's cool. So I know we have some cool new releases at the con. We have the Echoes of Death.
Yep.
That have a new system in place.
Yep.
I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
System.
The strain system. You want to tell us a little bit about that and the backstory of that?
Yeah. So the strain system organically sort of very holistic approach to game design. So I was working on the node system for the expansions of Death, and I finally got to a point where I was comfortable with what I had written and imparting that knowledge in a book to everybody to create their own campaigns. And once I was at that point, I thought, our fans really like sort of the brutal nature of the game, and some of them might enjoy having a system that allowed them to take all their content and then have it randomize what they're going to play. Like you tell me what campaign I'm going to have. Okay, that sounds reasonable. And thus began yet another sort of dark journey onto what was the beginning of the strain system. Okay. And the idea is just that in its most simplistic form, when you start a new campaign, you will go through a series of card draws from different little stacks that almost like a tarot card procedure, and it'd be like, all right, this game you're gonna fight the Gorm, and there's a white line too, interesting, two node ones, neat, cool, and your first nemesis is going to be, you know, Butcher. All right, cool. So far, so good. Your second one's going to be the Manhunter. What? Okay, sure, whatever. That means taking something like the Manhunter and kind of bringing it more into the system with everything else, because currently it exists as a special showdown land only, which is nice, but doesn't really make it very modular. It just kind of like adds noise. So the system needs to populate the timeline in a way that's digestible. Otherwise, you'd end up with just like one of those years you have 7 story events back to back.
Yep.
That's
year 16.
Yeah, that's not a great design. I'm sorry, guys. So once I had the system in place and we started messing with it in the office, we started thinking, there's people who play this game a lot. And they play many, many, many campaigns. I think maybe you're familiar with that. Just
a little bit. A little bit.
So I started to think, well, we have watchers, and they kind of erode history almost every time. So it's not like you're going to go back to a settlement and be like, yes, the tablets of wisdom left to us by our ancestors. We may start the game from where we left off. But there shouldn't be such a completely hard line. Like, you know, there's a lore cycle that we're building that will sort of be unveiled as we continue with Kingdom Death and eventually into other products within the same universe. And it's starting to make sense a little bit to have sort of like persistent effects that the survivors in their either short-lived or long-lived journey through the darkness may leave behind. So in simplistic terms, Strange System randomizes your campaign depending on how you played it. The next time you play, the Strange System may change the cards that you end up drawing. You know, you may, instead of having a Hands of Heat, have a different boon type of story event for that campaign.
Very cool.
Echoes of Death is, continuing that idea into a little product where you have 4, we're calling them milestone strain cards that sit on the milestone part of your settlement board, and they give you conditions, and if you meet them, it adds a fighting art to your deck permanently. I think my favorite example is the Gigantism. So I think, you know, we have Old Joe, who's a bigger model than the Butcher.
It's a little big.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It's probably because he was the offspring of a Bone Eater at some point, and they physically get larger. The Bone Eaters are kind of like Kingdom Death Wendigos a little bit. The more skulls they eat, the larger or more powerful they become until they run off and join a Bone Eater society somewhere. So if you have a survivor with marrow hunger and they give birth, then that person they give birth to gets the Gigantism fighting art, and the Gigantism fighting art goes into your fighting art deck permanently. So every campaign you play, there's now this sort of like, you know, strain. You can call it DNA. It's not necessarily always that. So it's sort of like you've done something in the game that has now changed the overall
environment that your game's in.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was exciting. It was a fun place to play. I'm not sure exactly how that system looks fully expanded and unpacked yet. You know, whether we go really complicated and really minute the way these are for small bonuses, or we start to think about bigger things like, well, what happens when a settlement gets all the way to a Gold Smoke Night and then they get wiped out? Like, what is left behind, right? Is there anything to gain from that? Does one of the survivors actually like see this coming and just shoot off wildly into the darkness to come back as a haggard mess to the next settlement, gibbering incoherently and just like flopping dead in front of everyone? You know, who are the survivors that are in your settlement when you begin your game? So these are kind of like questions that are left to the players and unexplored that we're now starting to like put little exploration notes into.
A lot more world building and kind of stuff.
Yeah,
all that,
which
really
is
cool.
fun.
That's awesome. So the Strange System, this is like just a little taste of kind of what you've been working on for Campaign of Death.
It probably will go in Campaigns of Death. If it gets too big, I'll section it off, stick to what I had originally planned on doing and promised everybody, and make that a separate thing. Okay. But I think it would be nice to put it in the Expansions of Death.
That's awesome.
It would be a nice sort of footnote along with smoothing out. Because It would allow us to add a system so now players can randomize their campaigns, and then it would also smooth out some of the expansions that don't really work that well for such a system, and then it'll allow us to bring the rest of that stuff kind of like up to date with 1.5, maybe fix some of the card names that don't make sense, maybe not, what else?
But I think it's cool that your new
Where's
white
that
box.
trait card?
Yeah, that new white box is kind of more actual game content than promo fun content that you want to add.
It's game content.
Yeah, it's actual game content. So I think that was a really cool add for this year. All right, so we have that. And we talked about campaigns to death. That's wave 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The only wave 3 is
Gambler
Chest and pinups and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about wave 3 a little bit.
Sure.
I know you guys are working on Gambler Chest.
We are.
And I know, from what I've heard, it's a little bit out still.
Yep.
But I know you guys are hard working at it.
Yep.
So what are you enjoying with the Gambler Chest right now? And like, I know there's a lot of advanced KDM rules and all this cool, like the stuff you just did with this new white box, like all these cool little things. So what do you have going on in there?
The change to the game is tremendous. Like, I knew that we had something awesome when we were playing, a playtest in the office with Kingdom Death Advance, and Ray, who is a very technical game player, he sticks pretty much to the rules, just wants to do the best thing every turn, doesn't really do much thematic playing at all, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We gave him a pair of the advanced disorder and an advanced fighting art, which are things you gain from in this case, the survivalism philosophy, which is sort of like the base philosophy that people start with, and that replaces how you age. It replaces your age. Okay. And so he had a fighting art, which is currently called Meat Shield, and a disorder called Selfish. And Selfish says...
Sounds like me.
A little bit. Selfish says you must... Selfish basically says you got to use Meat Shield if you can. Meat Shield says if there's a survivor adjacent to you, when you're about to take damage, you can swap places.
Okay, so kind of like Shield Mastery a little bit.
Just a little bit, right?
Okay.
But it's like kind of a mean version of it.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, you take that for me. Bye.
A lot of advanced fighting arts kind of level up.
Okay.
And the condition that fills in one of their little tick boxes depends on the fighting art. Meat Shields is when someone dies from you using it. So, and of course, for the playtest, I left him at the point where he only had to get 1 to level it up to get the next card. So he is just immediately trying to talk everyone into like, oh, you should move here and attack. And like he's being sneaky and trying to get people killed. And they're like, what are you doing, Ray? So like we had this moment where usually very technical player all of a sudden like went full thematic. And so you have one survivor who's just being a selfish little piece of crap because he's trying to level this thing up, which when he does level it up will be a benefit for the settlement. So you could argue that I'm doing this for the good of all. Get under this line.
Everyone loves their survivor and doesn't want them to die.
Right. So it starts to change the way you think or the way we all know how to play the game about how you approach it.
Okay.
The other system that's sort of an extension to this is collective cognition. So collective cognition is a separate track you have, and you gain points in it by killing monsters. It is sort of right now a very loose version of just like how humans evolved. We ate food, we cooked it, our brains got more developed, we gained the ability to learn faster and to retain knowledge and how to share it and pass it on. Kind of like culture, right? So if you kill level 1 monster, you get 1 collective cognition point. Kill level 2 monster, you get 2 collective cognition points. You can do that twice. Level 3, 3 times. So a level 3 monster is worth a total of 9 points, and a level 1 monster is only ever worth 1. So if you want to go up this track, and your campaign plan is, we're going to fight Screaming Antelopes level 1 into tier 20, you're not going to see any of that stuff.
Okay. So it forces you to like, kind of go out there some more and risk it.
Please play the rest of the game. You can play it safe, but you won't see anything.
Yeah, last campaign we did not play safe. We were out
there. You guys
there.
are like professionals, like literally.
I guess if there was a professional, I guess that would be us. But we just do really silly things, and chat goads us into everything.
Right.
And
yeah, it makes sense. They get to pick.
They get to pick. They love to always eat the bug. Mid-fight.
Mid-fight.
Like,
Great.
we were fighting the old master.
Oh, great.
And they
That's
wanted to
a
eat the
great
bug
time.
mid-fight. I'm like, you're really easy, guys. You have our wisdom potion. You're doing decent damage.
Did you make it, or did you die?
We made it.
Oh yeah,
we made
see,
it.
they knew.
But I don't think we roll. I think they waited till the end.
Mess with Twitch Destiny.
No, it's the funny thing is, me and Matt get really mad. Like, this is the worst, and then they do it and they succeed, and we're just like, you're not learning your lesson. So no, we always have fun with that.
So collective cognition, as it levels up, gives you innovations that start to allow you to control the philosophy system a little better. It also makes it easier for survivors to share fighting arts, and it gives you the ability to have a protege. And having a protege basically says, if you have a protege and your survivor dies, the protege can inherit some or even the entire sum of that person's knowledge.
That's really
which is
cool.
nice, because we wanted to have more kind of like touchdown points. It's like, American football metaphor. You're going to run this so far, and eventually you're just going to get blown up. But, all of your effort isn't going to go nowhere. The flip side of this, I think it means that survivors will have to level up faster.
Okay, so they're going to age a little bit
will
quicker.
probably be worth about 4 hunts. And that's it.
So
the
that's
whole
just for the
point
advanced
is,
rules.
Yeah, for advanced.
Yeah.
The whole point, instead of having people who typically per campaign, through all the data we've seen, there's always like 2 or 3 survivors that somehow manage to like live through almost all of it. These are like the ultimate badasses, and this is great, but it's not quite
That was
the
our last
design
campaign.
intent.
We did a new game plus with the Mist, and our 4 survivors just tore through everything through the whole campaign.
Yeah.
So
congrats, guys. Not the intent.
No.
So it'll be much more about inheritance and setting up things where you know when someone is going to either die or retire. Retiring isn't the end for a survivor. You have a vocation. You can still contribute to the settlement in some meaningful way.
All right, very cool. Anything else about the gambling chest you can tell me, or?
I mean, that's a lot. And then the other layer of that is the scout system.
Oh, yes.
Exhibitors, you have until 7 p.m. tonight to finish your cleanup. The exhibit hall will open for you at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and it will open for attendees at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Gen Con Voice of the Sky. All right. Yeah, the scout system. So that is kind of add in a 5th player possibly, or?
A little bit. If you decide to sort of, I'll use the loose terms, tech up your scout in that direction, you can, if someone dies, let's say the scout has the disguise kit, then they're like, oh, I mean, I'm actually still here. Okay, guys. And it's just like the scout being like, don't worry, I'm still here. And you just pick up his gear, sort of like give you a little extra life. But if your scout bites it along with everyone else, you're not bringing anything home. No gear, no knowledge. It's all just gone. So that's a pretty harsh penalty, I think, but it's thematic and it makes sense, right? Like the scout had to make us think about, okay, well, what are the logistics of death? What actually goes on, right? And the scout's primary job, if you can imagine, if you're setting up this civilization, and you're like, all right, we're going to go hunt these big-ass scary monsters because it's the only way we know how to survive, and we definitely don't want one of these monsters finding our settlement. The most important thing is to not run away and to bring a monster back home, right? So it's going to be Matt's job to enforce that. He's going to follow us in the dark with no lantern, and if someone books it, he gets them. They're dead.
So runaways no more.
We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Right. So that's sort of like the death pack was a very important part of the game that isn't really covered in the rules much. It's just like, yeah, the survivors form a death pact. They know that it's a death match with this monster. The end. The scout's like, no, this is actually what's happening, because he's dealing with the logistics of death. He's like, all right, I got these 4 idiots. They're gonna go fight this monster. We gotta bring all this shit back. it may just be me. I got to figure out like something to get. I need ways to hide from other monsters while I'm on my journey. So it's been an interesting place to explore that I'm hoping will add like another layer to the overall experience. But at the same time, we don't want it to be so intrusive where like every campaign becomes about the scout. That's not cool.
So how big is the gambler chest going to be? Box-wise, like?
Probably about the same size as the core game. I mean, there's like, what? Close to 30 narrative sculpts, Atnus, the Gambler, Encounter Monsters. It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
So,
But, you know, again, I have to thank all the fans and you guys for your patience and your support. And, you know, everyone today has just been saying, you know, they're very excited for the content. They want to know when it's going to come, but they insist we take our time and do it right, and we do the brand justice. And that's a wonderful thing to hear.
and you did great with the first Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And
That was
we're gonna trust you and
a little bit late.
yeah, a little bit.
It's a little bit late.
But it's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't have any definitive information on when it will end yet.
Okay.
But if I do delay it, it's because I'm adding more cool stuff to it because I can't help myself. But we'll see. That's not the plan currently.
All right. So we talked a little bit about Gambler and Atnus. Like, how's those going on? Those.
Did you see the Gambler?
Yeah, I saw the Gambler. It looks beautiful.
200 Thomas. Jack sculpted 276 humans for that thing by hand.
That's insane.
Every single one of them is different. And they're arranged in this beautiful, organic, like, just holding the ball and rotating. It was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. I'm like, what am I even looking at? This is like master sculptor level stuff. Worked for a year on one thing. What the fuck? So I'm hoping when we get to the plastic side of it, I can talk the factory into doing like a cool sliding core tool. Maybe make it so it's not a billion pieces.
Try to make it just the globe kind of one piece.
Yeah, like
or
here's
two
the
pieces.
Gambler shell. It has more parts than there are, you know, continents on Earth. So enjoy figuring this out, or countries on Earth rather.
So who gets to do the design for the Gambler and Atnus? Is that something you've been working on, or you have the team working on it?
I think recently I've been moving more towards trying to be a better boss. Because I just want to run away alone and do everything myself until I can't look at it anymore, and then I just dump it on someone and run back off. So I think, you know, after Gen Con's a great time where everyone's invigorated for me to like sit everyone down and show them what I have on everything, and then start to decide like, all right, who's going to work on what, how far are they going to bring it. So I want to make sure that the team continues to make work that's like on brand. And it was a lot of work with the Black Knight and the Screaming God because they're both so different from anything we've done.
Oh yeah, I haven't checked out the Screaming God yet. That's for this weekend. But yeah, we did the Black Knight, which was a lot of fun.
Perpetual motion showdown. Yeah, that was Wes.
Yeah, he hit the.
I was just gonna have it run to one end of the board, turn around, and shoot at you, and if you got up to it, it runs to the other, like, just like a jerk.
Yeah.
And he was like, "How about this? We make it so it's like, you know, like scrolling, like an old video game, and you're just like always in motion." I was like, "That's awesome. You think you can make that work?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think so." It was a lot of work. It's a lot of work to make it work. A lot of trial and error. Because it's easy to put it down, but to make it digestible so that you're not worrying about the rules and you're just letting the game remain in your imagination, it's a lot.
All right, so we talked about Gambler Chest. Let's talk about some of the future So
beyond those two, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although that's all Gambler Chest. That's all the Gambler Chest, right?
Screaming God's not in the Gambler Chest.
I'm sorry, not those two.
Don't do this to me.
I'm
this is already enough to keep in.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I'll just make you spill everything.
Yeah, sure.
So last year we talked a little bit about the campaigns and things that are coming up. How have things changed in the last year, design-wise and stuff? Have things grown exponentially? Or like, how are things going, just in general?
How are things going in general?
With the new expansion, like your design philosophy from where you were last year to now.
Trying, as I said before, trying to be more of a responsible project lead.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, you know, last Kickstarter, I just took the Sunstalker. I did the whole thing in a vacuum. I was like, I love this. Playtest it. They're like, hey, you know, I think I want to. I'm like, no, we're not changing anything. Shut up. It's perfect. I still love it. I still think it's perfect. Screw what everyone else thinks. But I'm trying to do less of Adam's in a vacuum, more of Adam's being an open boss who speaks to us every morning, which is hard for me because at the bottom of it, I'm still a hermit who just wants to make things that I think are cool, and I'm very happy that other people like it and want to buy it. So learning that has been hard, and I'm going to continue to do so.
Okay. So as you guys are doing any of the new expansions grabbing at you a lot that you really enjoy that are coming, how they're coming along, or? I mean, it's like kind of choosing a favorite baby, but
yeah,
favorite kid.
Besides these two,
yeah,
the Nightmare Ram has gone through a lot. I spent a pretty long time sort of reevaluating where we're like a lot of the design elements in it ended up being used for the Black Knight. Strangely enough, because when I thought about it, I was like, we have this Ram and mountain goats climb mountains. And this mountain goat clearly climbs the inverted mountain. So, like, why is it in a labyrinth? Why isn't it climbing stuff? It's like there's just a disconnect from the very get-go. I'm like, what? Like, what? You know? So now the fight is sort of taking place on these, like, three, like a... So I'm imagining it now where instead of it taking place in its garden, right, which was the labyrinth, it now takes place kind of just outside of it. It doesn't want you to get in. Why would it fight you in there? That doesn't make any sense. It's sort of like where we're at. So now I'm imagining, okay, well, if this thing was protecting its garden and it's sort of setting this up so people come to it, what would its most ideal sort of battleground be? And, you know, obviously that would be no battleground. There's no way for you to fight me at all. That wouldn't really work because then it wouldn't have any way to get up and down either. So we have a series, basically, if you imagine, like, of these giant shelves. So there's three of them, like 3 big steps, and that's kind of where you fight it. And so this thing is sort of like a super agile volleyball player where it will stab you, like, with pinpoint precision, Fist of the North style, like a pressure point, and fill you up with glacial helium. So then you will kind of, like, float like a big human balloon up, and then at the beginning of its turn, it'll spike you, sending you rocketing off the edge of the shelf into your doom. So it's a fight where you are constantly climbing back up. It's jumping on you and knocking you down.
Okay, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, so when there was a lot of different versions of this, the original one was way too complicated. It had tiles that were breaking. It had, like, chasms. The whole board was set up in, like, an MC Escher way. It was just like, this is cool, Adam, but I don't even know how to move this thing right now. I'm like, no, it's really easy. You just, like, if there's a wall space, you can just walk right down it. I'm like, all right, that makes sense, but, like, you know, am I above it? If I'm above it on the wall, like, what's going on? I was like, all right, maybe we can simplify this one a little bit. Perhaps I see your point. And we've been at a point where we've been smoothing it out and fine-tuning it and kind of removing the stuff that thematically seemed cool from the technical gameplay, and instead just putting those as, you know, like, the cool stuff that happens, as opposed to, like, you trying to figure out
the technical part of it,
how this works in imaginary 3D space.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming along. I'm pretty excited about how it turns out in the end. He's a cool monster. Like, we've never done a like super duper agile, like, on the edge of things fight. And the Black Knight is sort of a bruiser who smashes you through things, and that's where the Ram was originally, and didn't feel right. You know, it's like, no, he's the one that leaps into the air, moves so unnaturally, everyone stops for a second before he lands and just knocks you off. Oops. So that made more sense.
What else can we talk about? So the expansions, how about the new campaigns? How are those looking?
In the Campaigns of Death?
No, we have the Dark Knight.
The Inverted Mountain campaign?
Inverted Mountain campaign, all the little campaigns.
Anna's heading that up, and she wants to make them, since it's an Inverted Mountain campaign, and you start kind of at the base of this thing in this weird, like, you know, Nightmare Pond type area. She wanted to make it a lot more about sanity. So her main idea for the Inverted Mountain campaign is you have a lot less survival and a lot more insanity, and the innovations that you get there use insanity in similar survival ways. So you get, like, insanity actions instead of survival actions. You still have survival actions, it's just your pool is a lot more limited. So you wouldn't be relying on dash and surge the same way we are now for high-level gameplay. Instead, you'd be relying on making sure your survivor goes into a fight with 30-plus insanity. Because you're, you know, fighting things hanging off a cliff that's not good, which is cool. It's different, and it's made us explore new areas, which is fun.
It's really cool. That's most of the questions I have.
Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about? Make sure everyone at home knows, or...
I'm sort of drawing a blank right now. It's been a lot of work. As I've been telling people on the floor, our manufacturing partner, who's been wonderful to us, let us know that next year he has a massive project coming in. He does stuff beyond just miniatures. The miniatures is like the hobby part of his business.
Okay. Is this your resin caster or your plastics?
The plastic. So he was pressuring me to get as much done this year as possible. So this year was much more about plastic for me, and you know, I wasn't leading dev as I should. So now I have to kind of like level things back up to sort of catch up, which is fine. So we're pretty far ahead on the plastic. We brought everything new that we could to the show, but there's like a ton of stuff that's done and just like waiting in line to be milled and then injected. So I'm hoping by Black Friday I have a lot to show, which would be great. You know, here we are another year later. There's a bunch of stuff. That'll be a good feel good, I think. And you know, I think most importantly, I continue to be just in awe and in utter horror of everyone's support and love for the game. Like, it's definitely grown well beyond me. Like, I think I'm an okay guy. I'm nowhere near as cool as Kingdom Death is at this point, you know? Like, I get to speak for it because I made it up, but I have such a massive team at this point. It's crazy.
How many guys you got on the team now?
And there's 23 of us here. And there's a few people who couldn't make it. Anna, Lockman. And that's not even counting, like, the freelancers that we work with sometimes. Last year, after taxes, Anna was like, do you know we paid 45 different people? You managed 45 different people over the course of the year? I'm like, no. How did this happen? But it's great, you know? And I just am, like, honestly shell-shocked and flattered. And I know that it's not speaking for everyone and thanking everyone for their patience, because there's plenty of people out there who are like, shut the fuck up, Poots. Finish working. Stop glad-hatting us. Like, giant Kingsman statue's nice. Hire more people, get it done. But, you know, I'm just thankful that there are people out there, I think the majority, who are happy and love the content and understand that to make something nice takes time.
Thought one other question. I know you kind of spoiled the video game thing you're working on. Is that going anywhere, or
very slowly? There's two guys here working on it. Yeah. Jose and Jerron. They're instructed to say earlier. Nothing.
Yeah.
And that's just been like, you know, a side project. It's nothing more than that at this point.
You just have two people kind of working on that. That's all they do, and
yeah.
And you put input every now and then, basically.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like a nice sort of like mental break here and there, but it's not obviously on the main plate at the moment. Main plate at the moment is all the promises I've made to all these people. That's the main thing.
All right. I think that's it. Thank
cool.
you so much, Adam.
Yeah, thank you.
Sitting down and standing and talking with us in front of this amazing thing.
I mean, they don't know. Is our legs in view? Do you know we're standing? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think we would be really tall if we're sitting. I mean,
what if it's just a bus? I don't know.
I could.
I'm being stupid.
So thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Oh yeah. Also, thank you guys for running your awesome channel.
Yeah. We have a ton of fun.
Your Twitch channel is amazing.
Yeah.
It's been, you know, a pleasure to pop in and watch every now and then.
And we're excited for our next campaign. It's just going to be probably
How many hours of Kingdom Death have you guys played at this point?
On stream, we're probably hitting around 400 hours.
Whoa.
Last I count was like 300 something, so I'm probably around 400 hours.
Wow.
Just a lot of...
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. No, it's...
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's... But yeah, and we're going on our 6th campaign. Our last one took a whole year. It was a New Game Plus with it, but...
Right.
But we made it to the end, and Barish came on and watched us beat up the Gold Smoke Knight. He was very sad. I mean,
very
that sad, but...
Yeah, when your monster gets beat up, you're kind of like, come on.
He got beat up, and he didn't touch anyone. I think our most damage was chucking a Canthus plant and taking arm damage. So...
Wow. That's pretty bad.
It was a little sad, but he just blamed our New Game Plus and said we just did stupid stuff.
I mean, the game allows that flexibility.
Yeah, no, it's all the fun. So thanks, everyone, for
thank you guys.
joining in, and stay tuned for more Gen Con coverage.
Yeah, just KD all the time. That's it.
We'll have more
Every
KD
day.
coverage, too.
Never stops.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Death forever.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone.
And we're back.
So that was our interview with the Poots Man at Gen Con, giving us all the deets, all the information about the happenings over in the KDM stuff and things. You may speak now. Sorry about that, guys. I thought that I had my mic muted before, so I'm sorry if you heard me speaking nonsensically. Good information from Adam there. He dived deep on quite a few things, so nice job with that, Josh. What was some of the most exciting things that you heard from that interview?
Chat just said Gambler chest the size of core box is nice.
Yeah.
That was so everyone's like, what's in it, this and that. I'm just like, how big is this freaking box gonna be?
I mean, if you think of all the content that's in the damn thing,
like I just wanted like a comparison of how big it was, and then like
core game.
We both just kind of broke down. Like,
yeah, it's because it's one of those things where, you know, Adam has a tendency to take things and when he gets passionate about it, run with them and make them ridiculous.
Yeah, he takes it to the next level.
And so this gambler's chest, which what was the price of the gambler's chest?
I'd say it was 100 or 150.
Yeah,
wasn't.
And it's gonna have that much content and be the size of the core game, which is about 350.
Yeah, 400.
Yeah.
So was there even $100 for Black Friday backers? So yeah, I got it for 100, and I think it was 150 afterwards.
Yeah.
So was there even a very soft release date? He's hoping that by next Gen Con it should be out.
Yeah.
That was the hope. Well, we'll see. From what I heard with talking to staff, they're probably going to be working development till the end of the year. So then there's production and shipping and stuff. So that seems like a reasonable time frame. So I believe all the plastic's pretty much done for it. They should have all the plastic, as Adam was saying, like by Thanksgiving. All the plastic work should kind of be done, and then it's really just fine-tuning all the paper and getting that to print.
All the print material.
All the print material. So
I enjoyed the discussion he was having with you about the Nightmare Ram volleyball player.
Yeah,
filling you up with glacial helium and spiking you back down. Like, that's kind of interesting.
It's still in my mind. Like, so you have the inverted mountain, like how that works, and the sense of that. We got to talk a little bit about. No, I didn't. I forgot to ask him about the game content promo cards, guys. So, who knows? Just the inverted mountain is just a very weird setting to see how that works.
And yeah, that's considering that they're transitioning to Insanity being more of the core element there versus the survival.
I talked to him last year at Gen Con about that a little bit, about how it's going to be a little bit more disorder based and Insanity based. So it's kind of cool to see a little sneak peek of how much it's kind of evolved a little bit,
and how they're continuing along that path still as well, making it like change up the system a little bit there.
Yeah. So,
that's a lot to digest.
Yeah. No, there's a lot in there. I'm really excited for the campaigns of death now and the core game. All these advanced rules make it really cool.
So one of the things that I saw in chat during the interview that I wanted to bring up, because this is a little funny story from off camera.
Yeah.
KDM dinner that we went to.
How that guy carried all those boxes and then kill himself?
No. I mean, that was funny. Josh and I very much almost died laughing right there. Yeah, he's very much working on getting things done efficiently now. He's still pouring his heart and soul into it, but he's realizing that he's got a fantastic supporting cast around him, and he's curated this fantastic supporting cast, so he's leaning on them more and more.
Yeah.
And that's really cool to see.
And one of the things, someone was talking to him that I happened to be standing there for, about like how he, even for a playtester to come on board, there's a lot of work, and they pretty much let them play the game for a few months before they even talk to them. Like, before Adam talking, like, hey, you need to understand this, figure that, like, understand the main core parts of this game.
From the people that were at Gen Con, who we were talking to, Miles, actually, from one of the demo videos, said that he was, I believe, one of the newest staff members over at KDM, and he's got 6 months under his belt, and he's been play testing, and he spoke a little bit to that, of how much kind of background work they do before they even get their opinions able to be brought to the table.
Yeah.
Just because they want to make sure they're standing on good footing and with the game understanding. So Ice Chamber brought up during the video that I think it was Ice Chamber. Someone brought up that it was interesting seeing that Adam dresses all in white and everyone else is dressing in black as a contrast, and he does it on purpose. And so this actually came out during the dinner that we had with them. And he said, you know, very much specifically, he does that to differentiate himself from the rest of the crew, so he stands out, so he can kind of divert traffic and pull people off to the side. And
that's why like if you ever gone to the booth, he stands right outside the little shop area, like where that exit is,
so he can stand off to the side and talk to people and not block traffic flow within
and get
the
people
booth.
out once they're done.
Yeah,
because
so
they want to talk to him.
His words, not ours. He said that he does that specifically so he serves as the sphincter of KDM.
Yes.
So he can help pass people through the openings. So with Josh and I had a real big kick of the fact that Adam called himself the sphincter of KDM. Yeah, so that was really funny. What else was anything else that you wanted to take out of that? I'm really excited to see Atlas. I saw some comments in the chat, and Atlas is going to be really cool. I love the whole Krampus ideology. And
that in the interview, I think Atlas is being worked on by Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take 100% of my word on that, but
the
Clark,
Loin God, you mean?
Yeah, the Loin God. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I'm excited to see the Gambler just when it comes to the advanced KDM rules. So hopefully how it lines up is we finish this People of the Sun campaign
right when that's coming around.
That's starting to come around. It would be.
And
great.
it's also interesting to see the what did he say Anna was heavily focusing on? The whole the inverted mountain campaign.
All the kind of the campaign stuff. I think Anna's really doing it. So if people that don't know, Anna was the one that worked on the People of the Sun campaign.
Yeah.
No, People of the Stars campaign.
Stars, yeah.
She might have worked on Sun too. I'm not 100% sure. So I think she's kind of fleshing out a lot of the campaign settings and stuff like that and getting that in. Anna does do a lot of design work and stuff, so I think she's taken a good chunk of...
Did she do Gorm too?
Yeah, she worked on Gorm.
Yeah.
Gorm's her baby.
That's why it's got a baby face. Do we know what besides Black Knight Barish is working on? Redacted?
Barish is working on... Redacted. I believe he did some work on the Frog Dog. But I don't know
what specifically.
I know he did a lot of early work on it. I don't know like what current iteration it's at, how much of that's still there. Barish is...
He's bark.
I think someone's shooting fireworks off.
Yeah, someone's shooting fireworks off.
So dogs are going crazy, and we don't have meter switches on us. So
yeah, sorry guys. Barish is extremely tight-lipped about the spoilers over
Red
KDM.
Witch is Clark is working on the Red Witches. He told me that.
Oh really?
Yeah. So he's working on Red Witch and Anthus. That's what he told me.
Atnus,
from what I recall. So I think he's getting to take a look at that. And Barish just says redacted to me all the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any information out of what he gets to work on.
At the dinner, Adam was even giving him shit about the fact that he is one of the most, if not the most, tight-lipped person there. So, you know, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Fireworks. So let's talk one more time about if you guys have any questions, anything else that you want to hear us talk about while we have you here today, feel free to put that in chat. We're just going to do a little brief recap of all the giveaways that we have for you guys and then how we're going to transition into the upcoming People of the Sun campaign here.
Yep.
So Twitch Plays Kingdom Death. So giveaways-wise, we are going to be doing one giveaway tonight. Can you put that link in chat one more time for everyone? Yes. And it's going to be your opportunity to get a custom Adam Poots art print. No, it's the art on the water veil. Correct me if I'm wrong on the title on that. But let me just, for those of you that need your memory refreshed, this gorgeous piece of art, sketched by Adam Poots, signed by Adam Poots, It's ridiculous. But if you win, if you enter the giveaway, you have a chance to win this. We are shipping this internationally, so if you don't live in the U.S., never fear. You have a chance to enter. This is one of the few giveaways that we do that is able to be entered internationally, so yay! We've also got a couple of Manhunter signed art prints. We had Zenith, Zach Barish sign those, so that's really exciting. Those are kind of a hot item last year. We have the full Sunstalker expansion we're going to give away on the premiere of our new season.
Not on the premiere. It's going to be like 2 weeks after it. But like if you come watch the premiere, you're going to get more choices and more chances to win.
So we're probably going to have a secret code word during the premiere?
Yeah, we're going to definitely have a secret code word during the premiere.
So the secret code word
might
will
be something.
Code word will give you extra entries to that. And what also gives you extra entries, I keep harping on it, but this is a way for you guys to support the stream, and this is the only way that we can really afford to get out to these conventions and get this content for you guys is with subscriptions. So if you guys want to support us, you can get a subscription to Twist Gaming here. Different subscription levels get you different amount of entries into all the giveaways. You get more tickets, you get more points, you get more votes and everything for being a subscriber. And if you have Amazon Prime, you've got Twitch Prime, which means you get 1 free sub every month. And we would love it if you use that on us. It's a win-win situation here, folks.
Yeah.
So on top of the full Sunstalker expansion, I do apologize. It is accordion. That's how it was in the KDM booth. That was the last
copy they had.
The last copy that they had at the KDM booth. So it was that or nothing. But seriously, big shout out to Adam for supplying that to us. He is fantastic, super supportive, and we really do appreciate everything that he's done for us. So,
Sick code word is something you'll find out on that stream.
Other giveaways, we've also got the one-of-a-kind, so not really one-of-a-kind, but it's the only one that's available for normal people.
Yeah.
Not KDM crew. The Black Knight Terrain, 3D printed, custom painted one-off piece that was at the Black Knight demo.
You know who that was painted by?
No, I don't.
It's painted by Adam.
Was it
himself.
really?
Yeah.
So Adam painted this with his own blood. I don't think he painted it with his blood. That'd be kind of gross. But Adam did paint this himself then. Oh, thank you, Saruchi Ban. So that's another thing, is those bits and tips like that also get you extra salt that you can use for tickets as well. So if you want the opportunity, that is on the table. Also, we do have tip goals every month, so when we hit a tip goal, we do a giveaway on top of that. So that's actually, big shout out to that. Much awesomeness. We have the blind box giveaway tonight. So that's going to be your chance to get $50 plus of board gaming accessories, games, stuff, and that ships within the United States, so Alaska and Hawaii included. What else is going on? We also have our subscriber milestone giveaways, so when we hit 200 subs, we have the one-of-a-kind 3D printed Halloween white speaker?
Yep.
That is on the shelf somewhere. That is signed by Adam. We also have the oversized 3D print one-of-a-kind Nightmare Ram skull. And then finally, we've got the big boy. We've got the Black Knight bust. Jamal. And he's gigantic. Similar in size to the one that was at the KDM booth if you guys were at Gen Con this year.
Show him off, Matt.
Let me go grab him. I'll be right back, guys. Josh,
we also have the Nightmare Ram head.
I already said that.
Did you say that?
Yeah. You don't like to listen to me.
You want to grab the other things too?
Yeah. Show it off. Are you singing Frankenstein? It's not really singing, but are you humming Frankenstein?
Doing the beat? Did Adam mention any deals on when, if he would release the bust? So, there was a talks with Adam. He's thinking. So right now, his resin manufacturer is like maxed out on production, and pretty much Adam's his only client. So the idea is Adam's looking to find another partner for resin in the States, and the idea would be he would try them out and do a bust line. So possibly see, it's not high priority, so we won't see, but he's looking to find someone else to work with to make the bust and actually possibly do that.
Right.
So that's something that's in the works. But yeah, his resin is pretty much maxed. That's why he's trying to get the photo resin kind of working up more. He finally did expand the office. He's bought like the 2 units next to his office, so they can start expanding hopefully soon into those. So that's good because they were cramped in a little bitty office.
Yeah.
So you should start seeing maybe some more photo resin stuff in the future as they have room to kind of grow now and do more things. But yeah, the resin runs are as big as they can kind of make them at the moment, and we'll see what happens. Gonna upgrade the floor to hold the 3D printer. I didn't get to talk to him about the 3D printer, so I'm not sure.
So we've got this. This is the custom 3D printed Halloween white speaker signed by Adam. So this is going to be our first subscriber milestone giveaway. We've got the 3D printed one-of-a-kind Nightmare Ram skull. So it's oversized as well. This is a big boy. It's pretty hefty. It's really heavy for what it is. It's solid. But this is awesome.
Put it on your head. Make it face down, though, so you get the face.
You're such a pain. There. It's an improvement, I'd have to say.
It is.
And then finally, we've got, as Josh was showing off before, I'll do one more time, Black Knight bust. Really awesome looking. Flip it over, show its bottom. Adam Poots, signed by Poots. There you go. So we got a handful of one-of-a-kind collectibles for you guys. So those 3 things, plus the terrain piece from the Black Knight demo. Really excited about that. For your chance to get those, keep subscribing, keep watching, and share the link out with your friends. Sharing is caring. And if you've got like family members that have Amazon Prime and you know their account, then just log in and subscribe to us with it. That's the thing, right?
But no, yeah, like to make the.
Thank you, Ballodeck.
About 19 months, man.
Wow.
19 months.
We've had subs for 19 months.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel like
that's a big ball.
But no, really. Share the channel, share it with your friends. Even if they don't like KDM, maybe if they just like board games, we make a ton of other different content. KDM is kind of one of our cornerstones, but we do a lot of fun stuff. So if you're just here for KDM, come check us out. Tomorrow we're going to do a spotlight of Call to Adventure.
And that's by Brotherwise Games. Yeah. So Call to Adventure. Brotherwise is famous for the Boss Monster game series. So a little 8-bit style dungeon crawl game.
Yeah.
Call to Adventure is very interesting. So they took the character creation part of RPGs and made that a game.
Yep. So we're gonna make some cool characters tomorrow. I got to do a run demo. It's really cool. I really like the character creation of it and the storytelling of it, which could be a lot of fun. Thank you,
Karth Pug. Woo! That's a new voice. How come that's different? That was kind of creepy.
Because it's Stream Elements now instead of Muxy, so it has its own voice.
I don't like that voice. I like the creepy other voice better.
Yeah, Call to Adventure is the one with the runes, so you kind of cast your runes instead of dice, which is really cool. It's got some really cool things. I actually got to play because I actually got a
demo at Gen Con.
I got the demo at Gen Con, but I can't think of the last term. The last card you get, which is like your turning point to your character for who they became. I was an anti-hero.
Of course,
I wasn't a hero. I was an anti-hero. So I was like trying to be mean and stuff, and like doing all this other stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And one of the demo you played with all your cards face up. In the real game, you play with that card face down. So no one would know that I was going to be the anti-hero, and it has that really cool things into it. So it's really cool, and they have a Call of the Wind by Patrick something. I forget the author's name. Expansion.
Yeah,
on Kickstarter.
They've got some really cool licensed expansions coming out for it.
Ruffus.
Yeah.
And then they just announced that they're doing Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Chronicles.
There you go.
It's not part of the campaign. It's going to be like 2019. I don't know if it's going to be standalone or expansion, but it gives you. It doesn't let you build the characters in the actual story, but it gives you
You're
that
building
world
characters
building.
in the world.
Yeah, it gives you that world building in it, which is really cool.
So I remember that's something that he was definitely saying is during our interview, which if you haven't had a chance, definitely check it out, that you're not building the famed characters from the series, you're building the other characters
People
that
could be in
part
the
of the
games.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. Then on Thursday, we've got a continuation of our PSI Presents series. So that's another cool one if you guys haven't seen it. PSI has partnered with us to show off a bunch of awesome games in their catalog. So this Thursday, we are showing off what, Josh?
Visitor.
The
ad
ad pops up in the right-hand side. It is Visitor. And we talked a little bit about this at the convention. We had a meeting with PSI, so that was really cool.
Yeah, Visitor in Blackwood Grove. There we go.
It's
a Target exclusive. And last year's True Dungeon were based off the name of the win books.
Oh, really?
So that's what the expansion is. So that's a Target exclusive. So like last week, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, our PSI Present was another Target exclusive with Megaland.
And one of the cool things, especially about our PSI Present series, is that we do 2 giveaways for each of our PSI Presents games.
Yeah.
So we do one giveaway live on stream. So you obviously have to be watching to do that. But you get a free copy of that. PSI takes care of all the shipping. So if you're in the United States, they ship it out to you. No questions asked. You just have to be awesome, which all of you are because you watch us. And then we also do a Gleam giveaway after the fact. So you have 2 weeks after the stream to enter if you can't watch live. And if you do watch, remember that we do a code word for each one of those streams, and that code word gets you extra entries into those giveaways. So are we getting a full group of 4 for Visitor?
I think we're only gonna have 3.
Yeah, we're gonna have 3. Ooh, nice ice chamber.
So we have that, and then next week we're gonna be doing
Nyctophobia, which is the game where you're blind. It's kind of interesting. That was one of the hot talked about games at Gen Con this year, so I'm very excited to show that off. And we're very excited to keep doing this PSI Present series and showing off some really awesome games.
Oh, you know what else we do have next week?
What else do we have next week, Josh?
We're going to be doing Samurai Jack game by USAopoly.
Awesome.
I need to reach out to them and be like, hey, we need the copy still, but...
So USAopoly, another awesome partner of Twist Gaming here. We're going to be doing a spotlight of the upcoming Samurai Jack game where you don't get to play as Samurai Jack. That's the point. You're playing as the side characters in the game, and you're trying to help Jack out in his fight of a coup. So that we spotlighted that, we showed it off a little bit at Gamma earlier this year, so that's really cool. Very excited to play that game. Samurai Jack's really awesome, and the artwork of the game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think the most important question left, Josh, is when is going to be our premiere of Season 6 of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death?
So next Tuesday, we promised this before Gen Con. Things happen.
The Black Lion.
We're going to do the Black Lion. So we're going to take Fenn's Black Lion and show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Probably murder it.
We'll be nice to the kitty.
We'll try to be nice. We'll see what happens. And then the week after that will be the premiere of Twitch Plays Kingdom Death Season 6, People with Sons. So we're going to be doing that. And we're still in talks. Like, I need to rework the overlay. We're going to try to enhance things a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some other really cool stuff. So I'm going to be talking with you guys. So if you guys have like suggestions, ideas, make sure you're in our Discord.
So follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and come chat with us in our Discord channel where the party never stops. So if you have any ideas, feel free to post them in that Discord. Josh is perusing it all the time, and he will definitely take any good considerations into effect there. Yeah, I'm never there. I apologize for that, guys. Jumping back a little bit, we talked about how next Tuesday we're going to be showing off the Black Lion, and the Black Lion is kind of a custom expansion done by our co-contributor here in Fenn. And Fenn, I want to take a moment here to talk about the awesome work that he does. If you've listened to our Great Game Hunters podcast, dude knows more about KDM than... And our camera died.
Just hold on 1 second, guys.
So Fenn does... He knows more about KDM than pretty much anyone. It's kind of funny. We had a discussion with Adam and some of the Kingdom Death crew at Gen Con regarding Fen, and they even said he knows so much, it's ridiculous. They're all impressed with the amount of knowledge that he has, and this is a sneak preview of Nyctophobia, Chad is saying. They're all saying that they're extremely impressed of like how much he knows and like how good he is at the game. And if you've seen our stream, all of our minis that are painted are done by Fen. Don't forget to plug your microphone back in, Josh. All of our minis are painted by Fen. He's got a Patreon set up where you can show him some support, and I mean, honestly, he deserves it. He does fantastic work.
Yeah.
Huh? Get it? You get it? Fantastic, Josh? Huh? Because his name's Fen? You get it? You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
And if you have any questions, he can answer pretty much anything that you could ever want, especially for game strategy, because he is ridiculously good at this game. If you think that we've done silly stuff in the game, dial it up to 11, and that's half of what Fen is. He plans to start streaming again next year sometime, I believe. Yeah.
Fen's been having some personal issues, so if you can go support him and stuff, like that Patreon's really kind of...
It helps him out a lot.
Helps him out a lot.
Yeah.
And he really appreciates it. And we love having been working with him, so I hope you guys can do that. Are you guys still doing the Great Hammers podcast?
Wow, that was not English, Josh.
Blah, 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 blah.
We are indeed still doing the Great Game Hunters, but I messed it up too.
Yeah.
The Great Game Hunters podcast. We are trying to figure out a time that works best on our schedule. As we said, Fen's going through some personal stuff right now, and with our schedules as well, it's very hard for us to sync up. We're trying very hard to work together with him again to get it going, because I know that you guys like it, and we like doing it and bringing you that content.
Yeah.
So this just goes back into, I really want to ask you guys to show some support to Fen, just because he does amazing work, and we really do appreciate him, and we wish him the best.
Yeah. So that's going on. I'm going to put the giveaway link in chat one more time. We're going to pull the giveaway. After this stream ends at 11 o'clock,
yeah,
I have Premiere set up on Twitch to rebroadcast the Black Knight, the Screaming God, and the Adam interview. So every half hour, one of those will start up.
Nice.
So that will go until about 12:30 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The Adam interview will be up on YouTube at 11. So in 15 minutes, that's going to be up. And then in the morning, both of the demos will be going up on our YouTube channel. So if you missed it and you don't want to watch through our whole wrap-up show, I mean, you should, because it's entertaining and fun. But
I mean,
if you want to skip over it, those videos will be up on demand for you guys. So we got that going on. So one more time, you have the giveaway link.
Woo, giveaway!
And the Twist giveaway link.
So what are we pulling first, Josh?
I'm going to pull the Twist giveaway. I'm going to pull our sub-only giveaway.
Oh, so what's the sub-only giveaway?
It's a blind box.
So that's the blind box. That's $50 in value of games in a nice little box that we have no idea what's in it anymore, because we packed them all a long time ago. We mixed them all together, and we didn't really
I just
keep
grab
track.
a box off the shelf and I ship it to you.
And so some of that's actually going to be our product from our Precision Gaming Solution days as well, right, Josh?
Yeah.
So we have, if you could put that link to our store up in chat too. If you guys want, we've got some really awesome custom aluminum anodized D6s. I like that you put show. Custom anodized D6s. We've got our giant table breakers. We've got our Meeple tabletop talisman, Meeple jewelry accessory line. So cool stuff in there. Gonna make some KDM D10s. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
We've
not.
taken a step back from production.
Yeah.
So we haven't really been doing production much. I think we're gonna kind of stick with more just the streaming. It's a lot of work to do both.
Yeah.
And
since we have started streaming, we have all got different jobs in our career that take a little bit more time.
Yep.
So it's eliminated some of our free time from the stream. So we decided to narrow our scope to streaming content for you guys.
Yeah. So I have our winner of our
Winner chicken dinner.
It's a new sub.
New sub. I like subs. So this is for our blind box again. $50 plus in value. You can get your own from that link Josh posted in chat before. Only $25 plus shipping. And our winner is Cactus Man 008.
008.
008.
It's the next agent after 007, right? Oh, Cactus Man is in
Cactus
chat.
Man! Cactus Man burning out his fuse up there alone.
It's Cactus Man. Just PM us your details. If you don't want to PM on Twitch, you can send us an email at info@twistgaming.com.
.tv.
Oh,
info@twistgaming.tv.
.com, because you're going to send it off to some random person. You might not want to do that.
Yeah.
.tv. Forget that we're Twitch.
Rigged. Oh, wait, he's new. Congrats.
So we do that. Thanks for the sub. So every month we're going to, so hopefully maybe by tomorrow I'm going to put up a new sub giveaway. Maybe another blind box. Who knows?
Who knows? Cactus Man does whatever a cactus can.
So we got that going on.
Retains water. Pokes people a lot.
All right. So
get out.
You ready to pull the other giveaway, Matt?
Sure. So what's the other giveaway, Josh?
The other giveaway is for the Arts Poot.
The Arts Poots?
Yeah,
It's for the Arts Poots. The Arts Poots, don't
All right.
you know?
So I got like 219 tickets.
That's a good amount of tickets right there.
So let's
So
see.
26 entrants purchased 219 tickets. There can be only one. This is like Highlander. So once we pull the winner, you get the powers of all of the other people that entered. Poor Josh with his post-con babble. Yeah, I have it too, to be honest.
Naobari!
Naobari! Congratulations! You have won the custom Art Poots, as Josh says.
Art Poots.
Now that's right. Wait.
Wait.
Like that he put rigged in. Wait.
Yeah, I'm sure you had that all set up.
What's that other one that's interspersed
like a
in there?
flag.
It's like a German flag or something?
I think it's like probably a flag from the World Cup or something.
Oh, maybe. Oh, goodness. Congratulations, Naobari. You don't need to PM us your details because we have them.
It's always set up for rig.
But offsides flags. Okay. I don't watch the football.
The ball of foots.
The ball with foots, yes. What other giveaways do we have coming up for those people that want more stuff?
So we have the Mystery of the Temples, which we'll be pulling on Thursday.
Okay.
And then if you join us on Thursday, you'll have a chance to win
a copy of
Visitors in the Blackwood. I
just put Visitor. Just say
Visitors.
Visitor.
I just forgot it. Giving cool stuff to mod. I just enter. I have a lot more of these. I had Adam sign a nice little stack. Visitor in Blackwood Grove. Thank you. So we'll be giving more away these for a little while. Definitely do those. Hopefully I'll have some custom signed KDM stuff. I need to talk to Adam. He said he'd possibly ship over some stuff.
More KDM stuff in the future. Woo!
What's Katie's Kickstarter backer of the game? It's a lot of fun. I look forward to it. So we're going to have that coming up. We have the Sunstalker giveaway up now. So we got a lot of stuff up. And open the prize closet, just see water veil art. Yep. So we got that going on. I guess I'm official KDM lanterns.
We'll see what we can do.
Do.
I mean, maybe they don't want to. We could probably get the shards of his broken glass display cases.
Yeah.
That was kind of another funny story that he told us, is that they have those really nice glass display cases at their booths.
That are not cheap.
That are not cheap, and every year they break them by accident. Yeah, you know what? I think that's it. We've got a few more things, and we'll probably toss these random KDM pencils that we got.
We still need to do.
Yeah,
something
tell
for
Poots we want the
settlement.
Gen Con lanterns. And yes, we do need to also figure out a final send-off for our settlement. So guys, go into our Discord channel and throw your ideas in for how you want us to see us send off Season 5 settlement.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do something cool again, like
Lost in the mist of
ashes
cheats.
and necklaces and stuff. Which Eberron,
Eberron we saw walking around with the Ash necklace, and that was awesome. I love that he was wearing that. So cool. KDM box of glass, now with added Gen Con crud. Yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad that you liked that, and I thought that was such a neat little, giveaway.
Dig a grave and bury them in salt.
Oh, maybe I just had an interesting idea. Talk to you about it later, Josh.
Okay.
All right. For now, though, guys, we're going to be saying goodbye. We hope to see you for all of our upcoming future streams. Again, please follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and come chat with us in our Discord channel where the party doesn't stop. Then our upcoming streams, we've got tomorrow with our spotlight of Caldwood Avenger, Thursday with our PSI Presents spotlight of Visitor in Blackwood Grove, and then next week we are going to be doing our Black Lion encounter. Again, big shout out to Fen. Other than that, Josh, is there anything else?
I might do a special stream this week with me building Voltron Lego set. That might be a thing this weekend. We'll see.
Of course. All right, signing off for now, though, I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
Have a good one, everyone. We are
night.
Twist Gaming, and we love you. I forgot I have to hit the button.
Yeah, you have to hit buttons now. You don't have a stream deck, so...